ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to Albion TV, and it is time for that time of the season where it all kicks off. It's time for the champions, the Crystal League Championship here. We're going to be crowning winners this weekend as the best 8 teams from the season. They'll be duking it out. My name is Lewpac, of course. Joining me is Shozen, Tazzik, and we've also got Bogul and Robin lurking around in the broom cupboard somewhere. We were just hyping this up to ourselves before we went live. We were just talking about like how hard to call this tournament is. Right, so our first matches are going to be getting underway. Tazzik, what's our first match we're going to jump onto then?
Well, it's team going up against that Mythos team. I'm on Iron Gauge for now, but we might have to swap POVs depending on who gears up what.
I think he has been playing tank most of the season. He's got a Thetford poison, yeah. So I'm thinking he's tank, bit of a greedy tank build. And
I mean, they do have Durenton on this team who did just show. I don't know if anyone caught that, but he just came up with a bedrock mace. So we'll see what happens here.
I mean, that could be a meme here. So here we go, game number 1 of the CLC for this season. It'll be myself and Tazzik taking you through the action, and no funny business early on. A standard 4-1 split from both teams. We've got Iron Gauge on the Great Hammer, pretty much the generic hammer build we've seen all season, with the more recent switch up to the Guardian Helm, and Crimzik with the Ironclad. So a bit more of a kidnap and disruption composition here from Red, but we'll see how it goes as we get into this. Iron Gauge dropping a little bit low early on, gets a nice offensively placed Judy, and they look to put the pressure. The Q3 from the fire, again, this is something we'll see as a reoccurring theme. Q3 is amazing when it hits the target every time, but it is vulnerable to body block, and you can miss it, as we see one go a little bit wild up there, and Tutuka ends up paying the price. Crimzik with the disruption. He's got Durenton in this Holy. Remember, this quarterstaff as well in particular. I mean, we'll talk about that as well, Taz, I'm sure. The quarterstaff is a very nasty matchup for the Holy, because you can be constantly interrupting those greater heals. He's got Bop Helm as well. So he's got 3 abilities in his kit that's going to interrupt. They do manage to find Nick, but it might be a trade for Durenton. Durenton survives. He gets 1 heal off. The disruption is there. Surely they're going to get Durenton. Mortal Agony, it goes through, but they don't finish Durenton. And their window of opportunity is rapidly closing, because Iron Gauge is pushing them back. Spicy mid to boil down the choke, and lucrative. He's going to drop it. It's going to be back to 10. What an opening engage, Taz.
Red team, they got the kill really fast. They just couldn't find the pressure to actually take the choke, and now they're getting run down by Blue, who did not go back for that cap yet. They're still pushing this hard because it is a 5v4. They can get these guys back onto their tent cap. And I mean, like you were saying, right, Crimzik, he's playing that Ironclad. He's able to sit on top of Durenton for a long time and get a lot of the pressure off of his team of just being out-healed in these bursty engagements, as Juliet is playing the nature. Red team does not want Blue to get the cap, though. Durenton actually has to stop to heal.
I can't believe Durenton didn't go down in that match. That was absolutely crazy. Barak, however, he will go down. Very, very early pick for Mythos there. They're going to be looking for the high ground now. As fire comes in. Nice defensive fire wave as well, charged up. And it's the Royal Robe from Marwan, which I really like this, especially when you pair it with a Holy Healer, because he can drop that Royal Rune ability from his chest piece. And if his healer wants to stand in it and get a boost, he can, but a boost won't do him much good when he's dead on the floor. And it's going to be team. Pulling out of this one. And it's going to be, oh wow, they're getting back though. Back cap going in for team right now. Cheeky. Some cheeky action in game number 1 here.
If Red team doesn't get bot, that means Blue is actually going to get the 10 tick here. But it looks like they started that bot cap in time.
Yeah, they did. Oh, just get that 10. 125 to 140. Very back and forth right now. Barak trying to get a bit of a position over here on that glaive. Impaler goes out on the choke. Both teams running a glaive as well, worth noting. Marwan this is what I do like about the one-hand fire, the Q3 on the fire, is you do have that ability to harass from quite far away. And Marwan managed to dodge 2 of them, looking for the high ground, as Mythos playing very, very deep here. They're going to force team to commit to that choke, and we see the area of decay dropped on it. The Red are not too worried about that though, because he doesn't have Hots in play. He's going to get interrupted with his Generous again. He's able to keep Tutuka. Down goes the Celestial Sphere. Barak and Tutuka are going to be fine. Iron Gauge doesn't feel that they need the Judy bubble right now to survive. Marwan playing up the choke. They're going to find him and isolate him. He gets flicked. He gets rolled. Double Guardian Helms. Very, very quick reactions, but they did commit 2 Guardian Helms. He's burning and he's dotted. And again, the interrupts on Durenton mean that he can't save his man.
Durenton's doing a good job of healing his front line, but Marwan gets sat on by Crimsic that entire fight. Tudika's going to die coming out of this cleric rope. Lucrative blinks for it. He's going to find the kill there after his roll as well. Red team now with 2 kills. They should be able to pressure this for a 20 tick.
Yeah, I think
kind of the meta of just pressuring, getting those 20s as fast as you can.
Durenton's going to drop.
Fall. And remember, his death is staggered a lot, right? So these guys can't even go push up this choke now.
They're back in again,
try to get some pressure.
Another cheeky back cap. This one's going to be interrupted. Yeah. But yeah, that was a really awkward timing, as you said, for Durenton to die, because now his whole team pretty much has to wait for him to respawn and re-gear. Now, if you're new to the Crystal League matches, one of the things about this particular format in Albion is the respawns get longer the longer the match has gone. Look at these blasts coming down.
It's so much pressure early, right? And I mean, Durenton, he just
a great curse, yeah.
He just re-geared, so he couldn't even throw any healing yet. So it's so much dot damage that just comes in here. The great curse is going to come as well. A little bit off-placed there, but Durenton
look how wide they have to play.
Yeah, completely off screen as well. What do you think about both fires running Firewave, by the way?
I like Firewave. I like Firewave. I like Firewall. Both good skills. I probably wouldn't run artillery against the quarterstaff. Probably wouldn't even run it against the hammer, because it's going to be it's going to be a priority interrupt anyway. Like, the only value you get out of it is sort of long range channeling when you're trying to siege the high ground, maybe. Look at that. Nick BR takes a huge opening combo. The Guardian comes down. The Dark Matter as well. Dark Matter still being used. Some teams have switched to the Armor Piercer, which is my personal favorite. But Dark Matter there doing a bit of pressure down onto those low HP clothies. Aurelia gets caught on the choke. I engage, looking for the angle, gets the double. There goes the cleanse heal onto Aurelia, though. I engage coming back now, peeling for his boys as the curse stacks on Barak. They've reached max, so he does need to respect this if the fire decides to pump him at the same time. Crimsic's being driven back. Lucrative's in big trouble. The pressure is going to be too much. Lucrative going to go down. They're going to look for more. Crimsic trying to peel for his team, but does commit to sprinting out there with that stun run. Aurelia kiting north. They're trying to buy time for Lucrative to respawn, it looks like, but this is probably going to cost them more deaths. I engage, though. Keeper uncharacteristically missing his geyser. He was trying to stop Juliet, but Juliet ends up geysered into the blast. Marwan taking them to Pain Town.
Yeah, also, too, remember this is round 1, so we actually have 4 matches going simultaneously. The second match just started now. We have not decided against LGB team. So that will be going now. We can update you guys on the scores depending on how this goes. We can even hop around.
There's no healer,
different matches, but Crimsic just into death for no reason there. Why?
I mean, they did it for. They're going to spend 8 points potentially if Lucrative goes down. All right, so they spent 4 points and 1 set to save 10 points.
But that's not one set. That is a 1500 IP set. That is a very lucrative set, as someone would say. But it could be worth it, right? It's all about winning the match.
Yeah, so the match is the overall. And of course, you still can get it back if you kill the person that looted it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm sure it's still on the ground. Yeah? I'm sure it's on the ground right now. No one really loots until the match is over or until there's a big lull.
The thing is you were going to get 3 caps on the next rotation, so it really doesn't achieve that much. But if they end up winning by a 10-point margin, we can say it was a genius move. Crimsic, however, one of the weaknesses of tanks right now, he has actually switched to the Great Hammer, interestingly. But this is something I really don't like. Like, this super offensive nature of the tanks, right? This build, the Thetford build, right, came around. Greedy. The Thetford Poison build came around when you were purging the bow 24/7, and the curse was the majority of the damage, right? You're now running against the new Wildfire Staff, which, upon impact, is a true damage dot. Right? Ignores your armor, ignores everything, and does percentage-based HP. So it hurts tanks more than anybody else. And this is, this is why we have seen some tanks switch to res pots. They're still not running the Martlock, which I agree with, because the Martlock is an obnoxiously long cooldown.
I think res potion is enough, especially if you're playing it well, right? But when you're running that greedy build that you could get away with running, because if you were good at it, you shut down a lot of the damage on yourself. Now you can't really shut down a lot of the damage from the wildfire if they fire wave you off of them and just hit that point blank meatball. You're
and we saw
burning
there
alive.
the nature had used all his big heals, and poor Crimsic just got nibbled to death slowly and painfully, sort of dotted out. There were no guardians available. Wow, big pace on Lucrative, and Marwan hits him with the big one. Remember that Q3 on the fire, the newest ability that the fire staff got. If you hit 3 of them in a row, the 4th one gets a big damage boost.
It's so much damage. Did you see how much burst he just did to that guy?
Well, he slapped him with that after the Mortal Agony procced as well. And Mortal Agony is one of the biggest armor pierces you can get in the game, but it can only be applied once somebody's 50% or below HP. So it's basically like a good finishing move, but it's a very short cooldown. So you'll see people still use it just for the pure damage boost because it gives you a damage boost and shreds armor. But the armor shred is conditional. So you still use it for the damage boost though with certain abilities.
Quick answer to X-Kofi in the chat. Yeah, the Crystal League is full PvP for this tournament. The Crystal League in the game, however, some levels are not. These guys fighting for top cap. The red team obviously wants to stop blue from just running away with the match in these 20 ticks, right?
Yeah, Red had a good advantage and tried to buy some time, but they're being pressured into the 20, which is always a bad feeling. And we're getting to that critical point now. I always say that when you go below 20 points, like, it's a horrible feeling because you can't make any mistakes. And in these fights, we quite often see kills get traded at this level. So, 20 points is 5 trades. Even if you start to get a grip on the match, you might eventually just lose on kill trades. And if you can't play to your limits because of the points, you're not playing properly anyway. Lucrative, he's in a really nasty spot. He commits for Durant, and they might find him. Durant and rolls one fire blast. The meatball does connect. No guardian to purge the dot. Tatuka, he is so low. He's going to use the evasive jump to get out of there, but Juliet is getting run down by Barak. And I engage. They get the Iron Breaker. One more. They're going to geyser him and they're going to jab him. And Barak finds the kill. And with no healer, this match is over. It's just a case of how many did they take with them. It's going to be 2. It's going to be 3. It's going to be a 4th. Aurelia's not getting out of here. It's going to be 5. It's going to be the ace. Aurelia, he rolls. He clerics, but he knows. He just tries to do as much damage. And they finish with an ace. Team taking game number 1 with an emphatic finish there.
That's
Holy
14.
Moly.
That was 14-6 kills and deaths. Duranton and his team, they played so aggressively, just running the other team down. And I mean, there at the end though, that actually could have gone the other way if Marwan had 10 more IP. Tudica accidentally almost died. He lived with like 7 life.
Yeah.
Because he ate a meatball that wasn't meant for him, and he had to panic roll, pop Cleric Grove. He lived with so little HP.
Maybe he was just hungry. Where should we go?
Yeah, we can go over to the second match. It looks like it's 144-57 in favor of Not Decided. We can go over to Fatnex for a point of view on that. Just to keep hopping around, seeing a lot of the matches that are going on simultaneously. Fatnex playing Fire.
Lasan Haman is our tank for this team. We've seen him have a pretty good season as well. Very strong with the Great Hammer. And looking like they've closed out this game number 1. Elitan, Ruined Experience, Forsaken. This is kind of a rebuild of a couple of teams. Ruined was playing with the Conflict team for quite a while that we saw last time around. He was one of the first people to adopt the Frost as well. But it does look like they are going to, should we say, sort of count this as a loss and go and start talking about game number 2, which I think is fine in this matchup.
This one definitely is over very quickly, right? 144-29-1, very one-sided, but the other team should be able to come back, think of something, maybe come back with a win. We should have the third match looking for Zakata against Alessio Bless going on right now. We can hop over to looking for Zakata's team. So that's Spaka Chuju for a point of view on that one.
Oh, the names.
And this one just started. So actually we're here right at the start. Looks like blue team got 2 early kills onto the red team. 145-137. Looks like this one should be pretty much a full match. It's Spaka, yeah.
Oh, why can't I spell it?
I got it in the chat there if you want to just copy paste it. But 3-1 right now. Reorbit from the other team is coming back alive. But the red team very hard out pressured here. Blue just sending him back without even the mid cap. So they should really be trying their hardest to get a kill. But looks like blue needs to be careful of a return. As Spaka very low. They do find Surgigante. And they should be good to go get both caps now. But I don't know if Onion will be able to go get that top cap in time for a 20 fatality rolls to go and start it. He actually
the guys are in for it. Nice.
I think they got it. Yeah, he guys him a little bit off the angle.
He's just off. He'll miss it by like a millisecond.
He just missed it. If the geyser was on angle, that actually would have been a perfect play. Really smart.
But just what they wanted. Zergigante, Graf. I mean, this is Nerg has actually played Bruiser for quite a while in GVG. Trevor, I know particularly is quite new to GVG actually, so this is a very untested team. Lotre Bleu we've seen with a number of French teams. Graf, a big PvPer in the French community, loves to Hellgate, that man. There's some very, very competent players, but like it's a lineup that I never would have thought of, you know, in terms of the player group. They have no business all being together, but here they are, and here they are in the CLC. This Onion team, though, this Onion team is definitely one that's been looking strong, particularly to the end of the season. Yabem, if we remember, he's been a thorn in everyone's side for a couple of seasons now. He is a ruthless player, super aggressive, but if he gets on top of you, it's a big problem. Adios. Oh, he leads the meatball, and Rorbit, he's just burning, and he knows. Like he tried to stutter step it there.
He had a great dodge on it, yeah.
I mean, he just had to turn back for a second, but I think he was ready with the blink, but he just mistimed it. And Trevor on this glaive, he's going to Guardian Helm. Is it going to be enough? Celestial Sphere is going to come out. They go for a harpoon, actually. You do have to respect. So another thing worth mentioning is the tents that the teams retreat to will give you invulnerability, a tiny bit of HP regen. But if an enemy goes into the tent, there's a nasty laser beam that will melt anyone very, very quickly. And I guarantee you we will see a tent kill this tournament. Somebody
we generally see one
will venture into the tent. We've seen 3 in a match before.
It's not an instant kill at this IP though.
No,
you can live for like 10 seconds sitting in the enemy tent, and we've seen a lot of teams go for dives just to keep their pressure on.
Just for
we'll see how blue team plays it. Right, blue team in a position to tent dive because they're trying to just hold the 20 ticks. They're running red down, and look at Treva already in a bad spot. The heals have to come in onto him soon. The Celestial Sphere being held for a little bit.
They also have southeast vision, which is always nice coming from the southeast. It means you get like a good screen advantage when you play him into this little corner. You do have to respect these harpoons. Zergigante, he's going to get picked in the corner. Healer down. Rorbit is spamming those shards. He wants to do as much damage as possible. Trevor might look for a hook. It's actually going to be him that's hooked. Blink, does he have a flick available? No, he's going to get caught. Going to get the Iron Breaker, the Guardian. Nice geyser to save. They're going to flick. Can they get the tank? There's... Oh, he misses the hook.
The whiff.
You can't miss those hooks. That would... Because, I mean, he used the tackle there.
He would have been stuck in there.
He would have had Fiend Sandals to swap himself, but don't know. I think that could have been a problem.
It could have been something, right? But I mean, listen, look at the red team's comp for a second, right? Reorbit is running that one-hand frost that we were talking about earlier, and I just don't know if the Wildfire Frost is as good as Wildfire Curse against a lot of these teams that we're seeing.
Not against nature. I think against Holy it could be, because actually
Onion on that Druidic, right? It's just not the best comp.
He's such a good nature player. Onion on nature is phenomenal. Like he's one of my favorite to watch. The way he manages, the way he positions. And I've run Hellgates with him before, and it's just a joy, honestly, because you're never not getting healed. Like he's just so good at it. And I think here, like at this level, against such a good nature healer, you need that great curse. You need that opportunity. Like to get free purges, free value, because he's that good. If his stacks aren't getting purged, they're just going to win. They will just win because they're going to receive more healing than you.
Adios, that whole fight, by the way, he was just up on that choke, not even in an angle that the other team could hit him, right? He was playing it so well. He just took him out from above.
We're going to see the fire blast through the wall. You ready? Oh, he misses. Okay. 2 of those would have got the job done. Spadge really wants it. They know they killed the glaive, so they can be a bit more aggro. Another strategy you'll see from Great Curse players is actually sometimes they'll run in and they'll drop an area of decay on the tent, which, although it doesn't do any damage, it does keep them in combat, which means they can't change gear. So if you ever see somebody, just randomly harassing the tent for what seems like no reason, it's to keep the enemy in combat. And also, they might not want to come out with max stacks. They might want to wait for them to drop. Buys you some time. This one, though, they might be tapping out here because again, as you said earlier, Taz, these sets are very expensive. And this is the first team we've seen running 8-2 instead of 8-3, by the way. And these are the first non-8-3 weapons we've seen. I don't know if it was a down gear, but yeah. Alessio Bless, not quite maybe funded the same as some of the others. Who knows? It looks like we're going to go over to Cargera then. This game number 1 is going to be going the way of blue here. Looking for Sakata.
We get here. Cargera's down though.
Cargera team has not been very active this season. They had an impressive week before CLC. But one thing I do like is they've got some surprises up their sleeve. One of them is Carvenant's heavy crossbow, which we've definitely
they got a lot more than just that, but that is one of the surprises. He's a great crossbow player. He's been scrimming it earlier against this team. This is sort of the standard meta right now, the enemy team with that Druidic and the Great Hammer Wildfire Curse Glaive. I think the mobility and the burst of heavy crossbows can be good for him. We'll see how it goes, though, in this match, as Red Team did just get a double kill.
Yeah,
so they are looking with the momentum.
Didn't grab the 3 off of it. Carvenan on this crossbow, he got Cultist Cursed. He got the full wombo combo. He was inside of Judy, and he does get his res off. So now they've rode out this pressure. ATAC's going to pop his res. Boda, very short roll on Boda, though. He's left himself wide open for the combo, and that was an uncharacteristic mistake. He kind of rolled on the spot, whether it was a misclick or just he thought if he rolled some damage, he could get back in the fight. He was incorrect either way. And it's going to be a full send here as Grafis is going to drop. And this is the reigning champions right now. This is their championship lineup. We haven't seen it together all season pretty much. We've been playing with subs. I believe Solace stepped in for a while.
Different subs messing around here.
Chekri actually went into the Bruiser position. Tussle came on to heal in the final week, and they actually did all right, I'll be honest. They got signed up in between their matches. Their level 8 was so impressive that they got a 1-match contract for the level 9s with Fax as they pushed Crystal. I don't know if you saw the final day memes. It was kind of hilarious. Like, Fax acquired every team, lost every match, and then had to go and they did it though. They went and managed to get Crystal rank by hunting spiders for 7 hours. There was somebody in my stream the next day saying I've had to miss college today because I was up all night.
Classes to go.
I was up all night. No. I was up all night raided spiders. ATAC. Here comes Gray on the turnaround though. Very, very nice pick onto ATAC. They're going to try and get back in control of this match. Barcode's going to get knocked back. That Dark Matter though, Chekri forced a cleric for that Dark Matter, not because that would have killed him, but it was about to provide the opening for Zrain to get in there with the Mortal Agony. So really good decision making from Chekri there, you know, popping it preemptively rather than when it's potentially too late. And also, you know, not being predictable means they have less chance to purge it if they're running things like a Fiend's Kill. But it's going to be a cleanup here.
I'm not sure if anyone actually saw that, by the way, but the way they bursted Barcode there, the nature healer, was incredible, right? Like they even stopped him from saving himself by delaying his death by using any of his defenses. They CC chained him really well. Very well.
We did talk about how powerful the Mortal Agony armor pierce is. There's only one armor pierce in the game bigger than that.
And with a heavy crossbow burst on top of Mortal Agony, it's insane how fast he can just burst down a Claw Thief.
Well, the Sunder Shot is the only armor pierce bigger than Mortal Agony, but that is the Sunder Shot armor pierce is dependent on your HP. So if you are full HP, you take a very, very big armor pierce.
Sasib with a little misplay there. Like he came in mounted up, dismounts. He has no spells. Couldn't save his friend. Yav now is...
They did actually play for a bit of time and grab the caps, but now it's a 2 against. And I imagine Carvenant's actually going to evasive jump for it, and the other 4 are going to block the swift rotation to the northeast. Well, probably look, they've got them on 43, so they're definitely going to want to pressure this 3 cap. Zreen is going for it, which is, you know, no bruiser. The glaive is one of the combos you need to stop somebody interrupting. You can't really ever have your tank or your glaive. Your bruiser go for the cap. It has to be one of the ranged DPS in my opinion. Sweeping bolt very early onto ATAC. ATAC, he's running a druid robe as well. It's such a druid robe, druid helm, such a greedy setup for the fire. Like his only defensive is a res pot and his boots. Although it's actually, he might be, he might be running a Martlock cape. He is. We haven't seen a Martlock cape.
He's
for
running
a while.
Martlock on attack 12.
I think so. Hey, look, hey, am I sure? Yeah,
he is running a Martlock cape, which is smart if you're going to be that greedy. Do you need the druid cowl is my question.
Well, the druid cowl allows your healer to run resist pots. Actually.
Yeah, and if his team needed that, then, you know, it's fine, especially if attack is going to play in a manner that he's not actually going to be able to get one shot and die that fast, so that it doesn't matter if he doesn't have the sort of defensive helmets like a guardian helmet.
This is one of the things that separates the best teams as well from the riffraff, so to speak, is that if they take a casualty but they have a cap advantage, they will play for the cap advantage. They'll go a little bit more defensive. They won't be looking for kills. You know, they've got to apply pressure, but they won't be running. And it's actually forced them off mid. And I think one of these guys, one of Red, has actually gone for the off cap. Had to go for the southwest and might even get interrupted by Carve if he decides to go up there. But he came back to the main fight, leaving his team in a 4v5 against the world champs. Not so much. And as soon as we say that, ATAC is gonna get dropped. Seb looks for the control. Yav gets his area of decay interrupted. Zrine and Seb both full stacks that crossbow damage. Oh, the sweeping bolt misses, but Boda's gonna find that anyway. The Boda Cargera combo claims another victim. And it does look like they're on their way to a game number 1 victory. One more kill will do it. And if they don't find that kill in 30 seconds, they'll be fired anyway. And it's going to be a 1-0. A 1-0 for the world champs. Not the cleanest of game ones for them. Maybe not how they'd expect it to start. But they get the job done. And that's all that matters here.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very close one, right? If you tap for a second, this was 10-10 on kills to deaths. We had another match go 20 deaths, but that one was 16-4.
28 3 sets in 2 matches.
So much gear.
40 gear sets down, with potential trash. And of course, re-trash as well. So what's interesting here then, we got huge amounts of damage done for Grafis actually. On that curse.
Like, playing very well on that curse staff. Actually, that's the most damage we've seen. How
did he do 30k more than the other curse?
I'm assuming it was just he was able to keep those stacks going for a while. I don't know if you saw in a lot of those matches, but he was getting stacks on the backliners in a lot of those fights against Red Team. Normally, curse staffs are not able to get 4 stacks on the backline, so that damage adds up. We do have the other matches that we have already seen now in their second round of the best of 3. So we can go over to the first one that we watched, Team against Mito. So that's going to be iEngage again. And that one looks like it is pretty close. Might even go to a best of 3. Okay, so back to Team then. And they are, Mortal Agony. Mortal Agony connects on 2 of them as well. Lucrative and Nick BR. We're going to eat that. It's going to be a nice, easy kill. And again, you said about these Celestial Spheres up front. Like, you just don't have any fear, do you? When you see the sphere bouncing, you know it's game time. You can just play, and there's nothing they can do. I mean, the only real answer is the Ironclad. But if the Ironclad's playing on the enemy frontliners, he's probably misplaying anyway. Like, in theory, you could separate them. Right, he chose to go back to the Great Hammer, even though he was winning a lot of fights with the Ironclad, right? It wasn't that bad at the start. If you remember, they even won a match, but Red and his team just cracked the code of Red. Yeah, they just stopped giving him those kidnaps, and he again, if he needs to save somebody, Dorenton isn't afraid to pop his cleric to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Yeah, especially when you're playing up against a meta like this, right, where it isn't a kidnap one. When you bring in that novel kidnap stuff with the Ironclad and Bop Helmet and things like that, you might catch people for surprise, but everyone here has played through those metas for a long time. Wow, so it doesn't take too long to adapt. Nick finds huge pressure through the wall there, and another Druid Cow use. Druid Cow, Druid Robe. I mean, more of a personal build. I kind of prefer the Royal Robe here on occasion because it really can ramp up the output of your healer as well. Even your curse if you're feeling particularly rowdy, but Nick, he gets off that obsessive burst and he's going to find Tutuka. But with a 3 cap in hand,
there's a good chance that Team won't want to give this one up.
Yeah, they should slow burn down this choke. They don't want to lose anybody, so be
just
very careful.
Into the Guardian Helm there. Good amount of tank from that emergency shield. Knock up onto Durenton. He needs to be careful, but they call for the Judy, and the Judy is going to keep them fine here. And they should hit their respawn timing. Tutuka's back in the fight, and a lot of resources were thrown at trying to secure a second kill there. And that's always very frustrating and very tilting for a team. When you find the kill, but you don't get any caps. They got a really good chance on Durenton hit. Oh, the Guardian Helm doesn't quite hit. He was just out of it. Misplay from Tutuka. Tries to keep his boy alive. There goes the orb. Doesn't self-orb, though. Guardian Helm mid-air, but it's not going to be enough. That was a lovely Guardian, though.
His movement there was insane. He was dodging like every skill shot. He dodged his own teammates' Guardian Helmet as well, but his movement was crazy to live that long. Tutuka should be able to just run to the tent. The geyser hits for 80.
Oh, he thought about it. Oh. He thought about it. He thought about running in and hitting him with the Iron Breaker. It probably would have killed him, but it wouldn't have been worth it if he ended up dying. Like, if I Engage has any sort of CC ready, it's just, like, not worth it. So it's going to be a 3-cap flip right on the timer as well. So they're going to claw back 20. And this is critical mass right now, because we can assume this next fight's going to go for 60 seconds, right? So both teams are going to be on around 40. So whoever comes out victorious in this next fight possibly takes the match. And this is lower bracket avoidance for Mythos. If they lose this, they're straight into the lower bracket. And of course, conversely, Team know that they got a very nice position if they can take this match going into the next round of the winners.
Red team lost by 72 points, but they also had 16 deaths in their first match. This one much closer, right? Red team actually winning the kills deaths 8-4 right now.
And I always wonder if
you good.
I always wonder if cost will be a factor to any of these teams in there. You know, some of the ones
these two teams, maybe not.
No, but some of them the newer ones. Sure. Oh, Tutuka, he's rolling. He's in big trouble, though. The Royal Robe goes down as Marwan tries to look for a counter kill. Does he have a fully charged up meatball? He doesn't. He's going to find Aurelia, though. 1-for-1 exchange. But that really is fine for Red. Mythos holding the 3-cap. They'll be fine with the trade. As long as they don't get wiped and don't get forced out. They can just play this all day.
If Juliet can heal through the burst of blue, they're going to go hard here to pressure, especially because they have Celestial Sphere right now. They're going to throw it on. Barak should be able to run down, but they're actually keeping back on Marwan, making sure the Crimzik isn't going to do anything. I think I engage in Barak.
Okay. The respawn. Tutuka's respawn. He goes bot cap, though. That's a really good play. Like, even though they won't get caps, they're not going to bleed out. Otherwise, they lose in a minute 30. Marwan is going to get picked, though, which means they're going to have to play 4v5 until his respawn. And they actually can't give up this cap. They're about to lose 10. And if they give up the 3-cap, it's basically over. So they have to play here. They don't have to play up the choke, though. They can play a bit more defensive and use this vision down here. If Durenton goes, though, it pretty much will be GG. And this will be really interesting because that means that we will see a game 3. He's burning. Oh, the area of decay right on his jacket, but he's going to survive.
And that's 2 Guardian Helmets used to keep him alive. Blue team should fast rotate up north.
Wow, it's a Mount rotate. It's a Marwan Direwolf rotation. I like that. Crimzik, he knows, he calls it, but he can't. He's got to flick him. He's got to flick him. And Iron Gate. Oh, they stun each other. He's still running for it, but that was really good. So many teams fail to get that rotation cap, and that was exactly how you need to play it. Don't like try and be clever. Just commit everything into his face and stop him getting close. Because then if he commits like a dash and everything else to getting that interrupt, he's stuck in the middle of nowhere with a poison pot and a Thetford cape, and that's what you want. Aggressive Guardian there going out front, but Iron Gage is actually running pretty low on energy, and he's running the stun passive, right? So tanks right now are running 0 energy generation. They are relying entirely on the royal armor of their bruiser, or in some cases maybe a little tickle from the backline Druid Cowl if that's where they're going. But it's very greedy for tanks right now. Tutuka's going to drop. Barak surely follows here. Lucrative hits an Impaler. No harpoon from Lucrative as well. Haven't seen Impaler much, but a very powerful skill. Yeah, it's the energy though. It's so much energy.
But this is also the team who does have that Druid Cowl on Nick, so maybe he's somehow getting some mana from that. But looks like red team, they want to hard close this one out, make it a 1-1 in their best of 3.
This is done, and we will see a game 3 here in the first round. Like,
well, Tutica actually doesn't want this den. Hold on, he's going straight south. He's going to be able to get that cap.
It's not going to matter because top will go. Surely top will go.
Sure. Yeah, there's no way they don't stop it. Wait, why are they letting I engage up the choke?
He's going to interrupt, and Tudica's going to grab it, as you said.
They're going to get a 10 tick off of that rotation.
They cannot eat one more death. Tatuka's going to come from up the top. He's actually capping top. Forces Aurelia out of position. This could be wild, but he cannot die. The thing is, he cannot die up there for the cap because they've only got 3 points and a killer's worth 4.
Look at Marwan, though.
Likewise, Marwan, he can't die either. Defensive duty. Look at that Royal Robe as well. They get some big damage buffs from that Royal Robe, but what a stun from Crimsic. And Marwan is going to drop. A very valiant effort, though.
It's so much closer than it should have been, right? Yeah. Red team, they allowed I engage up the choke at the worst time. That was an amazing fight. Right now, this is 1-1, so this will go best of 3.
All right.
But we should hop over to another match because we're just constant action here.
Before we hop, though, Tatuka did 75,000 on the curse, right?
75.
Got out DPS'd by his fire.
And look at the other
Aurelia did 130k.
You know, what that tells me, too, looking at the damage numbers, look at who's taking the damage taken. It's really just the misplays by these guys getting restacked at like 4, you know, and Aurelia is an amazing player, one of the better curse staffs, so he's just getting those restacks off way more often. We are going to be going over to Elitan right now. We have a comeback from LGB team in the works against Not Decided.
Lasan Haman. He's on the other side as well. This is good. Elitan, one of the ones running pole hammer, actually. I do enjoy his pole hammer.
Yeah, so we switched POVs. The last time we saw these guys, we were watching from Lasan. Now we're looking at Elitan's point of view as they're looking to bring this one to a close. 5-1 right now. Kills to deaths as well.
Yeah, looking strong up the top here, but there's still plenty to play for. They have only a 2 cap, and they're respecting enough on the 3. They look for the hook onto Freya, but Reichler, he's just trying to bait out a defensive. He doesn't commit the fling there. He just wants to see that cleric robe, doesn't he? He's like, pop that cleric robe, pop that boots, I dare you. Oh, nice meatball from Fatnex, finding an angle up the wall. Both Celestial Spheres are out there. It's like a basketball court up in here. The balls are bouncing all over the place.
Frey.
The Seiken drops, and Freya actually gets out of there. He kites. A nice little stutter step as well. Dodges the harpoon. 2-man! With that Earth Shatter, but it's not going to be enough right now. There's the Iron Breaker to follow. Fatnex is charged up
right now. 2v2 in the back line. He has no HP left, and there's no healer.
He has no healer, yeah.
Yeah, he is just going to be dropped.
Going to be 1, 2.
3
I mean, they're trying to buy time for the caps. I get it.
If they get the 10 tick, sure, but they lost 8 points.
Well, they're about to lose 12.
Yeah, now 12. In total, they lost actually 16 because they had 4 deaths in this fight. And
the first one was the fight. Do you know what I mean? The other 3 were buying time because if they stay around and fight with no healer, it means they either think they can trade the enemy's healer or they're going to play for some caps. That's the case, as you said, they ended up losing 10 anyway. So they saved 10 points potentially on the 3 cap, but they lost 12 points. And
it was a net loss. So they could have kited it out, I'm sure. But there's always the potential that you can do it. So going for those plays is not wrong. And in most cases, it's even right. And if blue team can get this bottom choke, it's a big misplay by red. The geyser connects from Elite 10. Oh, but there it is.
Yeah, LGBT. Gotta take this one really to stay in the upper bracket or have a hope of the next round of the upper bracket. Imagini though, he's getting absolutely hammered, and he lands, and a bridge watch cape goes down.
We've seen that a little bit. But it's not meta by far.
I mean, if you could toggle it, I'd be a big fan of the bridge watch. But it's just it's the randomness of not being able to auto. Like,
Ruin should have a big Q.
Who doesn't want to auto?
Yeah, right. You lose so much damage not being able to auto.
It's the fire that runs it. It runs the fire runs it because he's generally repositioning in between Qs. But even he has downtime if he's not autoing, because he has a cooldown. on his Q3.
Especially with Q3, yeah, you can weave in an auto in between, but look at him. He's just standing there spamming it on the choke. He had a big one queued up. Aang's taking a lot of damage. Poison potion as well.
He popped his res,
own res.
Yeah.
And remember, blue team needs to win this, right? If they don't win this, then that means red is 2-0 with them, and blue is now in the losers bracket.
Not decided though. They're doing the right thing. They're not like hard forcing these fights. They're just chilling with the cap advantage and saying, right, we'll wait till they try and cap, and then we'll play the numbers advantage, interrupt, and then just tank up again. Like, look how defensive that Judy is. Like, they're just happy to play the game. Fatnex is just going to roll back to this choke, and they can go back down if they need.
Yeah,
it's like very push and pull.
He has tried to get that bot cap so many times. They keep stopping him, but they find Fatnex.
Is
a 20 tick came in during that time, though.
And they're not going to give this up, surely. They can't really with 40 points left. They really don't want to give this up, but Pele, he's in the choke. Gets off the cleanse, going to get the heal. He's going to look for the orb up close. Oh, wow, that was an error. Oh, no, it wasn't. He was trying to hit Lasan. Okay. I thought he missed the orb. He was sending it to Lasan.
He was trying to get Lasan. That's a three-man pole hammer. They could easily find a kill off the back of this. Look at this damage.
Oh.
Pele coming back. No more CC yet, but Reliker might have something. All right, but in any case, though, iMagen got bot. They capped mid as well, so a 10-tick surely is going to come their way. They need to maybe hold this choke and get top here.
They're not going to give them a free, surely. I think the respawn, though, Lasan, Lasan can't be the one back capping.
He's just now alive.
He can't back cap on Lasan. That's the thing. The tank has to be in the fight because he just mitigates so much damage from the enemy team with his control. So there's no shenanigans. They're going to have to brute force this one. They've got 3 minutes to play with. This is an absolute banger of a match.
Yeah, this is incredibly close, but as we say that, Frey, again, barely survives with that Guardian helmet. Goes down to half a bar.
Rolls through the meatball, but the Guardian helm save this time was very, very clutch. Elitan going in deep. Aang's looking for something. He's already stacked with Curse, though. He's 4 stacked before he even gets to the back line. And that feels bad because you just take so much damage. These sickles are terrorizing. Imagini's finding some really good angles. He's playing the old bow position up on the high ground. He's just coming down, and then as soon as they look at him, he'll go back up there. Elitan gets wellied on. Nice Guardian helm from him. Fire wave from Ruin does hit all of red. That's a good stun, though. Cross 2 Clothies. No cleanse comes out. Gets them a bit of momentum. They use that. Immediately, they throw the poisons out. As soon as they know they've got that swing, the poisons come down. They're looking to press, but they have to cap. Another great tackle. We got stacked bodies as well. You never want to see that. The Celestial Sphere to Imagini, but he only gets 1 tick of it. There's an interrupt from Lasan. He misses the orb as well. Forsaken having a mare in the back with the pressure of this hammer. There's the stun again. He gets the cleanse. He rolls through the meatball, though. Imagini's got it as well. That was some really good pressure. But Red, they need to turn this into kills. It's not enough to just pressure them. They need kills so that they can get caps. They're going to look for Reichler a little bit in the back, but now they get turned on. They lost their window of opportunity. They went hard for Elitan and the LGB team. They pulled back. They kited beautifully, and they turn it into a kill.
That Q3 just executing Frey. Red team, if they get one more death after this 10 tick, it's already over. But also, too, if they get a cap, it's over. So with 1 point left, I'm not sure what red team can do. Fatnex needs to live if they even have a chance, but surely they'll take him out here. He's rooted. They're missing a few Q3s, actually.
Oh, great stun again, but they will find him, surely. There's the geyser. Yeah. There's the kill. Fatnex drops, and we have another 1-1.
Yeah, this is going to a game 3. This match here not decided against LGB team, but we have another really good fight going on right now. It's Cicada against Alessio Bless. We can go back to Spaka.
It's looking for
Cicada,
which is very confusing. So if you don't know, Cicada is a player that's pretty well known in here. But this one looking like it could be a 2-0 sweep, and looking for Cicada.
First 2-0.
Looking for Cicada are going to want to have a little sleep, aren't they? A little rest in between the matches.
Yeah, I mean, this will be the first team to win 2-0, so they'll be able to chill out for a little bit. Look at that
nice meatball. Der Gigante's gone. Trevor's going to go just in time for the tick, and that is going to be a nice 2-0 sweep and a strong-looking Spadger and the boys. A pretty all-star lineup, to be fair.
We finally get a little breather as well there, Lewpac, as the next match actually
Kagera hasn't even started yet.
they're starting in a minute, so we'll actually be able to see that one in its entirety. And they had an amazing game one as well.
I forgot.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Because there's like, I mean, this one's been shorter. There was only like 7 weeks between tournaments. Because of the gap between the CLCs, I always forget how intense, especially the first round of matches when it's just all going on. It's great because there's always something to watch, but I'm trying to keep track of scores in my head. And it's crazy. But we do have our first progression in the upper bracket, looking for Sakata. Adios, call me as captain. They are going to be advancing an Alessio Bless down to the lower bracket. They will be fighting for their tournament survival with Tazzik and Shozen watching in just a bit.
Yeah, before we move on to the fight between We Are Bad, Please Help, and the one, the only fit, that's Cargera's team here in a minute. We can quickly look at a recap of the scores, right?
Isn't that Carvinen's Instagram name?
Yeah, that is
that's their team name.
Carvinen's Instagram in air quotes, you know. Great name. Follow him.
My
on
wife
Instagram.
follows him on Instagram. I don't know.
Yeah,
why,
I follow him too. I love Carv. That's my favorite guy, dude. He went pro and some other stuff too. He was streaming a lot, but so those guys will be playing another match. LGB teaming, it's not decided. They'll be playing another match 1-1. We don't see that a lot in the Crystal League tournament, so you don't see a lot of best of threes in the round one. That'll be interesting.
We've had entire tournaments not going three games until the final. Do you remember our first ever one? Every single match was a sweep until the final, which went to 5.
Best of 5 banger.
And I still maintain that was the greatest final we've ever had.
Yeah,
that first one was...
You know it was insane, right? And one of the best we ever had, because the two teams have now merged into the best team.
Yeah. Who we will be watching in just a second.
Yep. Well, so far the only team going to the loser bracket that we know of is Alessio Bless. Have to get an update on the next 3, and I believe we're going in about a minute to see We Are Bad, Please Help, and the one, the only fit in their game 2.
What do you think? I mean, they looked pretty good in game 1, but it was close. There was kills both ways, and Carvinen and his heavy crossbow, like, he's the only one running it, and he loves it, and I love it. As a crossbow main, I was a fire main and now a crossbow main. I'm a big fan. I just think it's so powerful. Oh, I think theyve gone in actually. Taz, they've just begun their match.
Let's take a look. It shouldn't be a scrim. Yeah, they've actually just begun. I didn't think they had started already, but yeah, they're in.
And it's begun in a bloody way as well. Shekri got taken out in the opening exchange, and they fought back. They got a counter kill, but without a healer, things become a little bit different. Barco trying to keep his boys up. No shenanigans yet from Cargera, because Cargera's a very versatile man. So every time he re-gears, you never know what's coming. He's actually running Fiend's Cowl with Purge as well, which is unusual. What do you think he's prioritizing with the Purge here? Do you think he's looking for the kill secure on the clerics?
Attack 12's Druid Robe to just lower damage output, right? I wonder why he would do it, because I don't know if they need the kill secure.
Just stun him.
Cleric Robe Purges, right? Like, surely they're not looking at that entirely, because they do have that they used burst potential through a stun.
When they both played, when Boda and Karg both played Fiends up front, they used to just be hunting Cleric Robes and hitting those timings. So I think that's where they're going, because honestly, the Druid Robe, you can pretty much just stun Geyser him out the majority of it to prevent him generating stacks, but they are getting wailed on right now, and it's going to be a quick kill. You're going to look for this rotation as Boda's going to re-gear. But again, this is the world champs who have a 1-0 lead on the back foot here. Nice roll from Grafis. Hits the tail end. And this is also kind of interesting, right? This wildfire curse. The curse is running the Cultist Cowl. So he's actually got extra pressure that he can put onto Boda. He can pretty much prevent Boda from autoing, or at least hurt him if he tries to. I don't believe the Guardian will remove the Cultist Cowl either. I think only a cleanse
I don't think it does, yeah. I think only a cleanse will. The 20 tick comes in.
Cargera, interestingly. Yeah, 20 tick and favorable vision. They're going to look to go aggressive on this one. Boda with the flick onto ATAC 12 Zine. He's going to roll. Auto fire is going to stick, but look at ATAC 12. He is playing that Druid Robe Wishes he had a cleric right now. Gets the charge up. They're going to geyser him. Grafis is right on him, though. Spamming those curses. He had no chance. With no guardian available, he was never getting out of that. And all of a sudden, Kagera and the boys, the one and only fit. They're going to actually... Maybe that was Carvinen's condition to come back and play. Because we haven't really seen him.
I mean, he's been playing a lot of things. So I'm sure if this match goes bad, he'll bust something out. Try to go into the winner's bracket. I mean, red team changed up something, though, right? This was not how it was going in their first match. Tactile putting out a lot of damage here. Kagera needs to be really careful, too. He's already half HP to the dot alone.
Shikri gets a nice cleric. They're going to look for ATAC again. They know he's weaker. Like, his setup is so much weaker. The Martlock and the res. The Martlock's going to pop there. But they could just wait it out and then kill him. And I think they're going to. One more hit should do it. And Carvinen's going to find it with that crossbow. They're looking for the trade onto Shekri. Shekri going into no man's land. But the problem is all of the time that they're chasing Shekri, he does try and dodge the geyser, is unsuccessful. But like the whole time they're chasing Shekri, Grafis, this is brilliant, right? He is seeing their aggression and he's just going so aggressive. He is standing on top of them and spamming sickles. Like he is guaranteeing those dots. He's like, well, if you're not going to target me, I'm going to play as if I'm wearing plate armor. Well, you might as well if you're not taking any damage. Seb, there's the poison. Oh, wow. He thought about interrupting that cap. But that poison Sunder combo tells him otherwise. Completely out of energy. He is going to stop Carvinen, though, with a poison potion, no less. I don't mind that because it buys time as well. That's like 8 seconds that he can't cap for.
Every 10 tick is worth whatever you can throw for it, as long as you don't throw three deaths for it. You know, that's not worth it.
As long as the only thing that's not worth it is 12 points.
Yeah.
But generally, like most of these teams will play for the win first with no concern for the gear. If 5 of them have to die to secure a win, that's exactly what they'll do.
And they know if they win the tournament or even get 2nd or 3rd place, all the gear they've lost.
Exactly. Some people will be like, oh my goodness, look at all this A3 that these guys are just, you know, they don't care. But the top prizes of this tournament are tenfold, probably the entire gear cost of the tournament. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Carvinen on the back goes down to Zrain and Yav, though. I mean, this now looks a little bit spicy for Blue. As they were trying to get that mid cap, they weren't able to.
Seb's actually dropping the Judy defensively now, and ATAC is just living in it. Like he knows. He knows that if he can mitigate some of that damage with the resistances and obviously the bonus healing, it just means that he doesn't have to commit his own res pot. It means he can sit there with his boots available, and he's so much less scared. They finally decide that Grafis is playing a bit too up front. Nice geyser from Karg to save Boda. Shekri kiting back with Boda, but they are kiting, but they don't have the caps. Grafis finally does get punished for his hyper-aggressive position. Like, he had no business.
In front of attack. He was standing the unit next to attack 12. He was just pumping those Q3s on top of him.
An interrupt from Karg, but Shekri's going to go down. There's going to be a cultist cowl plus a 4-stack. Will this sickle? Not quite enough to finish the job. But without Shekri, it's going to be back. And this one is going to be another 20 tick. And we're looking like a 3rd game 3.
Yeah, this one might go game 3. This one probably goes game 3 at this point, right? 34 to 132.
Well, you never count out these boys. And Kagera's standing by the box. And when Kagera's standing by the box, it means, Guardian Helm. Okay, he wants to go more defensive.
I don't think the Fiend was doing much for him. I'm not sure if the Cleric Row Purging was helping as much as he thought it might.
I mean, that kind of tech is just, honestly, if you're in a position that you're Cleric Row Purging to secure kills, you were probably winning anyway.
Yeah.
So you just, I don't like decisions where you just win harder, if that makes sense, as opposed to consistent value. Very early Cleric from, very early Guardian from Karg, but simply because he wants to reset those stacks and just give himself as much time as possible in the back line. There's the 2-man geyser.
The heavy crossbow, by the way. He is now on that wildfire, pumping the damage back onto red. They weren't expecting it. You know, they didn't have the wildfire playing against him. But Carvin also not hitting all of the Q3s he's putting out. It's a massive meatball into Zarain, though. He's going to be bleeding out.
Look at those stacks. And they're just running for that true damage, ravaging them. And now their healer's in a horrible spot. They get a roll in. Everybody rolls forward here. They know how much momentum they have right now. There's the geyser. There's the flick. It's healer down. It's 52 seconds and they can't hold. Seb's going to drop. They cannot hold that 52. But this is what Shozen and I usually refer to as critical mass. When you're below 20 points, it's so hard, even for the best team the game has ever seen, because you simply, you know, all your enemy has to do is trade you 3 fights in a row and you're done. They're going to grab the 3. They're going to play for the 3 as well. As I say, I don't mind this. Carvinin on the Wildfire. Against nature, I love it. Like, I think the sweeping bolt's better against the Holy. I think because, like, you can interrupt. You can interrupt an extra generous heal. Get a lot of value from that. You've got this, you know, he's got to stand still a lot of the time as well, which lets you keep those auto fires going down. I think it's a much better matchup. But, like, your auto fire damage is basically cancelled by the hots. Whereas the fire burn just keeps on stacking and it's just non-stop.
Especially on the tank. With that wildfire, like you're saying, it's max HP.
Just gets picked. Yeah. Melted.
Yeah, that was just really bad positioning right there. He just gets instantly deleted from the back line.
They pulled him down. That's going to be possibly a full reset. I mean, you've got almost 100 points. I don't see the point in brawling 4v5 here. Because the issue is by the time your 5th gets back, you're already behind on momentum because you just got wellied for a minute. So I think here, reset the tent, Kagera into the tent. Wow, he gets a lot of laser there.
Yeah. He's going back in.
They got him. He's going to be Guardian
fine. He's going to be fine. So Red Team's just eaten 40 points right after this 20 tick. They had like 120 to work with. Now they're only going to have 77.
Oh, look at that on Drain though.
Closer and closer.
They meatball him. They immediately flick Mortal Agony and just look for the finisher. He was so nearly dead. But these guys need to go back again. Like they're starting the fight with ATAC at a quarter. Yav low. And if they come through this choke, the area decay probably goes down. They lose all of their hots. And it's just a disaster. Yeah, they're just going to look for the full rotate. Boda. Oh, Boda was like... hit,
that would have been insane.
Yeah, it's huge because then they have to come back and save their guy, potentially.
So now Red Team, they're on the angle they don't want, especially with a wildfire. You don't want to be topside here if you can help it. Oh, what a good stop.
What an opener.
They're able to get that top cap. And if one kill happens and Red Team gets a 10 tick, they auto win.
Yeah.
Right? They just need the 10 tick and a kill, which generally if you get a 10 tick, that means you did kill somebody. So that's their win condition right now. Blue team, though, they want to get 20s as much as they can, right? They don't want to keep playing for 8 minutes of 10 ticks, right? They can mess up in 8 minutes.
There's also the, like, if you lose somebody but hold, the respawn can go for the back cap, which is worth 10 plus the 1. Do you know what I mean?
But I mean,
like,
we're 11 minutes in, Lewpac, right? Like, these death timers are now in the 20 seconds, right? Like,
that's what I'm saying is that they know it's a long respawn. They might take their after ball when the respawn comes. They're looking for the dive onto Shekri. Guardian, double Guardian goes down. He's got Spiritual Seed. He's going to be okay right now. ATAC, he gets countered on. There's the fire as well. Carvinen up in his business. Boda, danger of a trade, but Boda's going to retreat, and Yav comes forward. They're just ignoring Carvinen. Carvinen is sitting parallel with their backline and just pumping him, and he is not missing these cues. And finally, they put some pressure on him. There's the hook. Might look for a flick as well. He puts the wave out onto Yav. There's the meatball onto Yav. He's got the res pot, but of course, even with the Martlock or the res pot, the true damage will still go through.
Attack is back alive. He's taking a long time to re-gear. The question is if he goes south.
Oh,
he doesn't. Yeah, he comes back to help his team.
And actually, his team's in a dire situation. The poison after this, Yav's probably going to die to the burn here. Oh, nice save. Very nice save from Barcode. And they might get Boda
big Q kills Bo here. But attack misses the charge.
Oh, that is not what they want. They can't push this choke. Seb, you absolute madman. He had a Guardian helm. Okay, he knows he can remove
look at his team's
everything.
Health. Zerain gets baited into running the choke. He's now getting
This healing is unbelievable. This will be an insane comeback, by the way. It was over 100 to 13
This will be insane if it happens.
But Boda is in big trouble. That's a big meatball.
And Parker.
So much pressure. You can't 3 people eat that meatball. It's horrible for a healer to deal with. ATAC's going to melt. Zerain, he rolls the harpoon.
Great
what
roll.
A beast. What a
Carv
timing.
almost executed him, but it just barely didn't connect to that
They
vertical
find Seb
side.
as well. It's going to be another 10 tick and the push. They could find Carv maybe if they look for the turn, but Yav
goes down.
He's got the max stacks. He's just trying to do what he can before he drops. That's a horrible respawn timer.
This is now 120 tick from over, and it comes in 50 seconds. Yav is not going to be alive until about 30 seconds left on his timer. I mean, 30 points left.
They've got a minute to play
but that's going to put them to 13-10. It's going to be so unfortunate if they don't get something. They don't have a lot of time to work with. They have like 90 seconds maximum here.
I mean,
for the red team.
The issue is you like, if it was 3 points, you can just caveman. Do you know what I mean? You can just caveman for a squishy, yeah. And look how aggressive Carl's playing. But he's just like, I'm gonna just soak a few hits. You know, come and poke me.
We'll he knows, you know. All he has to do is hold for 80 seconds, and they have the momentum on their side. Red team is probably panicking right now, right? They want to go to a game 3. So as long as blue team plays chill.
Yeah, A-Tac with the Martlock as well. The Martlock Resi. And he miffs it. He gets Carvenan, but Carvenan's right at the back. There's not much follow-up. It's not the best meatball from him. You need to get 2 or 3 to really stress the healer out. Like when we saw that 3-man meatball, even though they were on the back foot, Cargera and the Grey Boys, they got a lot of momentum. Grafis, what a clutch cleric there. Saves his life. Drain, the Guardian's going to reset his stacks. They're going to get A-Tac in once again. Oh, but they missed communication. Boda's harpoon misses because of the tackle. The tackle actually saves his life pretty much. They are kiting back. They are on the back foot. And as you said, Taz, 30 seconds from suffering a tilting comeback defeat at the hands of our reigning champions. And I said, don't count them out. The one and only fit. They grabbed a cap. They somehow stayed alive. They're going to lose Grafis, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah,
because unless they lose, like one cap's not going to do it. And actually, going for one cap makes it worse. Because you need to just secure 3 kills back to back.
It's over.
You need to chain them, and what a series of matches.
Such a great fight.
Easy.
Carvenan coming in. GG easy. I mean, wow, great fight. Probably don't want to read the next message he put in to say chant there, but what a match. I mean, I can't say it, Lewpac. You're gonna have to read that one on your own.
I can't. Oh yeah, okay. I won't touch that one with a 20-foot pole.
Yeah. We're not. We can't be talking about that one. But what an insane comeback! That was over 100 points.
We're not even done with round 1 yet. We've still got 2 more matches for the knockouts.
Yeah, are some of them going, by the way? Yeah, match 1 is also going right now, and it's game of 3. We can go over back to iEngage.
Yeah.
So that's going to be team against Mitos. That just started. So we can watch the entirety of this last part.
1-1. This is a lot of Albion back to back. We get spoiled during the tournament, yeah. And this is great. Like seeing matches this wild, this close at the very start of the tournament shows that it's going to be a wild ride. I know for a fact that at least 3 of these teams have not deployed pocket strats yet. Right? I know 3 different teams that have said like, we've got this strat that's like this is a good strat. You know, we're waiting for it. Like, so we have got a lot of cool stuff to see early on though. This is some good trades right now. Nothing happening though. They can't quite find it. There isn't a cap and they can play for time, but iEngage is going to get poison and he's just going to get melted. Durenton, very, very experienced healer, but couldn't save his tank there, unfortunately. All right, think about it. He wants the harpoon here.
They do stop it. Actually, Marwan stopped it with a Q from the back end.
iEngage is about to come back, right? So they can hold. If they don't go behind,
iEngage is going to the
Barak's dead, though. I mean, I guess he couldn't.
Yeah,
he is. He couldn't save Barak, and it's a really awkward timing. He could have scored 10 if he was 1 second earlier. It's going to be so tight.
He gets it.
No?
Did he? No, he didn't get it. Oh my God. It's so awkward for him. Yeah. Just a second faster on the regear even, and he would have made it.
But it does mean, nice opener. It does mean that they don't have to worry about that cap now. They can just get on with holding. And this early, it's nice to not have that 20. Because as soon as that 20 is on the board, right, you start ticking away during the fight. And then before you know it, you're sub 100 and you're like, we really need to get that cap. It's stressful being 3 cap. Marwan. That was a full obsessive burst Nick BR combo. Pretty much 100 to 0 Marwan.
Yeah.
He hit him with the Q3 proc. He hit him with the fire wave and the meatball. And then the geyser prevented him getting off any defensives. And that was clean. That was crisp and clean. Just what Nick wanted to see there. And iEngage another
meatball. Is that hit him?
I think it clipped him, didn't it?
I didn't see the fire go on in there. I think he dodged it. We can get a little play-by-play on that one, surely.
It was slow-mo action replay. I thought he just clipped him. But that true damage again. Doesn't matter if you're in a Judy. Doesn't matter if you pop a res pot. That true damage is still, you know, true. It strikes true. That's the name would suggest. Yeah, that's why you're seeing so many Guardian helms right now. Because they're
Guardian
just
helmet is great
desperate
against Wildfire, right? And against Curse Staff. It's so nice
Well,
to
against
run.
the fire in general, because if they're running Fire Wave as well, that has a dot component that's based on you having Q stacks. Like, it does bonus damage if you're affected by a Q. It's a nasty dot as well. And then, yeah, so the Guardians really help mitigate a lot of the damage of that fire. Similar to when we saw bows, right? And we saw so much of the comp geared around stopping bow. You know, we used to see mage robes instead of clerics. We used to see 2 purges minimum up front. Sometimes
you
even
saw people running
there.
different Ws on the ironclad and stuff, right? They'd run the stop auto attacks, like anything you do to just keep bows locked down.
So it's the same with fire, except luckily the Guardian helm is the answer. Very strong. One thing I am noticing though is a lot of times we're seeing a double Guardian, like which, you know, it's quite a long cooldown. They don't stack either. You've just got to be very careful that you don't panic Guardian everyone. Like the teams with the best communication that make the most disciplined choices, they're the ones that are going to end up winning. Because if you use a Guardian when you didn't need to say, when someone wasn't going to die, that then means that you don't have it when they do die.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the other helmet choices, right, that you might want to run. For example, there's not a single Fiend Cowl Purge in this match right now.
No,
right?
There's no purges, full stop.
Yeah,
which is
you don't need them
hugely
a lot.
unusual.
Well, in this meta, right, if there's not a bow to lock down, what is there to lock down, right? You're either stopping Druid robes, or you're even better, you're stopping clerics. But as you said before, if you're stopping a cleric robe and getting a kill off of that, you probably didn't need the purge on the cleric anyway.
Engaging the boys, they're trying to play into their 3 cap here, but once again, so what they do is when they know that the mid's off the table, they sometimes go straight to the southwest. But here they're looking for the 5-man hold, and actually they nearly lose their healer in this. The sprint forward from Engage, and they hold the 20 despite losing a man. He's nearly back at the fight.
Quick update too. Our other game of 3, LGB team versus Not Decided, is equally as even. They're in it right now, very close, 90 to 100.
It's Aurelia.
128 to 112.
Aurelia's going to get picked, and they're looking to set up on Nick. They know he's got a greedy build. He pops the Resi. And the Resi, of course, gives you CC resistance as well. Oh, that Dark Matter! That Dark Matter nearly killed Crimsic in the back.
Hey, look at Marwan, by the way. Earlier, you were talking about the auto attacks on this Wildfire. Marwan is weaving like 2 auto attacks in between every single Q. Earlier, you were seeing people not auto attack at all.
And he's running a Thetford. He's running like a much more aggressive build than Nick.
Yeah.
So, again, if he can keep the pressure off him and keep the damage out. Sometimes putting pressure on the enemy front line saves you more damage than building defensively because you're not getting hit as much. A good offense, the best defense is a good offense, as a wise person once said, and sometimes it is true here. Aurelia's going to look for this cat, but you're not getting that.
Should be stopped, yeah.
You're not getting
that.
Even
he's
not even going to geyser for it. He's literally going to go in. He just needs to dodge a few sickles here. Is the name of the game. Nice. Gets both clothies. The cleanse comes out onto Nick, but the fire wave hits him. He's going to roll. Fire waves back into Engage. Engage discipline, though, doesn't pop the Guardian until he gets back to Marwan. He wants to get both with the Guardian. And this is the other thing as well. Every time they pull back like that, you see him just drop that Druid cowl, right? And then the Renton goes in, gets a couple of ticks of it. Just little things like that. If you get a 3-second breather, you throw down that Circle of Inspiration. All your boys get in it. Just that little tickle can win the momentum fight. But momentum is on to Durenton. Cleric's going to save him. There's the cleanse. He gets the Cleric to mitigate the damage. Stun was really good from Crimsic, but the cleanse came out in an orderly fashion. Mate, like Shaq from downtown bounces that basketball onto Lucrative, takes him out, and all of a sudden, this was looking good for Mitos at the start, but Keeper and the boys are putting it to them with that 3 cap, with that pressure. Crimsic wishing he had a res pot right now, gets the Guardian helm. Spiritual Seeds are coming as well. He's going to be okay. But they eat yet another 20. And that is not part of a balanced diet. If you want to win the championship, you do not want to be eating those 20s, do you?
Yeah, and I mean, the red team, right? We were just saying it was 127 to like 120, 114. Now it's 43.
And this is why the 3, it's worth playing as 4 simply to deny the 3 cap. Because at this level, once you get the 3 cap against you, it's like you're in the torture chamber. The teams are there, you know, one of them's on the thumb screws, one of them's on the stretching rack. You know, they don't want to let you breathe from that moment, because everybody knows how stressful the 3 cap is. And when played aggressively, you just close out matches. Like, we've seen teams lose by 10 kills. I think we saw it last Saturday, Shozen and I. We saw a team lose by 10 kills but win because they just held the caps. They just didn't give up those caps the whole time. And
the other best of 3 match that we have going on right now actually is the reverse of this, right? The red team over there was massively ahead. It was 94 to 149, but now it's 90 to 74 as LGB team is looking to win game 3 against Not Decided. Over here, though, we're a kill and a 20 tick away from I Engage and the boys and Team coming ahead victorious.
They won't get it on this rotation unless they find a kill, as you said, but 3 points to 127. Now, we've seen comebacks, but I don't know if we've ever seen that. We've seen games finish. I Engage can't pursue this for long. Like, he can't stick this for 30 seconds, but he's just going to chill. He's just going to chill, geyser, and dodge. This is the issue with the sickles, right? You have no guaranteed damage. If he doesn't get hit, he just throws the poison. And it's all skill shots right now. It's all skill shots, and they're lacking the skills to deal with this man. He hasn't taken a single... What was that, Aurelia? Where was that one going? He sent that one to Uganda.
He knows there's nothing he can do here but to just mess around here, have some fun with it. Because the 20 tickets coming in here, and red team, they might be able to find Barak, but look at the pressure here onto the front line.
It's very, very strong, and there's the meatball through as well. They do manage to just dodge it. The Guardian goes down, but they know they're on a timer. If Lucrative dies, it's all over. He's going in. He's looking for the pick. He knows he has to do something. But from 3 points, I can't see this ever happening right now.
The Impale
for the Mythos boys, and the Impale finisher. Nice. And Durenton and his redemption with his gang closing that one out 2-1. Not the cleanest match on the planet. Only 5-4 in kills as well.
Yeah, 5-4, but the 20 ticks, right? They're so insanely good. But over here, right, we have the other game of 3. It's 86 to 54. We're on Elite 10 right now. It's LGB team against Not Decided. And this one started off, by the way, like 90 to 149. And it's now 86 to 54.
Again, a very low kill match, considering this has gone on 15 minutes so far, this match, right?
Yeah, this has been going on. Yeah, you're so right.
This has been going on for 15 minutes, and there's only 4 kills.
16 minutes in
only 4 kills.
Man,
this is like a League of Legends match. I tried to watch Worlds. And there was 2 kills in 23 minutes, and I turned it off. I'm used to Dota and Albion. That's the problem.
People just don't die up there, right? Over here, though, I mean, sometimes they're bloodbaths, right? You've seen multiple 20
we've seen 20 kill matches that lasted 10 minutes. It's beautiful. Reichler, big damage onto him. He gets into the Guardian, the Judy armor by the skin of his teeth, but the meatball, the Guardian helm comes down. The guys are up, but the Celestial Sphere, the Celestial Sphere is not a person. You can't interrupt it. Once it's out, it is out, and the heals keep on coming. And they committed so much for this to try and get the kill. Like, they committed every resource that they had to get this. They're looking for Forsaken. He has no energy left. Forsaken is out of energy in the back.
Oh, they finally kill into Frey.
The turn and Fatnex. And this is just going to snowball.
So hard for these kills. Yeah, red team went so hard trying to get something going on.
It was over, though. Like, as soon as that Celestial Sphere saved everyone, you could just see how low their backline was. And this is just going to be a walk now. And it's probably over because they're going to chain the healer kill. The healer kill is going to hit a really awkward timing, right? Into the 3 cap. And
it's
that's
over
GG.
if they get the 2 caps. Yeah, it's just over. If they they need another kill.
1 point is over, right?
Yeah.
1 point is over, in my opinion. The day
I've seen 1 point comebacks before.
I've seen 1 point in regular play, right? I've never seen a 1 point comeback in the CLC, and I've never seen a 1 point comeback from like 80 plus. Yeah. Because if the enemy's got 1 point, even if you think they're going to come back, you're all in.
Aang's just got the top cap and gave Ruin the cap. Yeah, that was such a bad cap.
Because what we didn't say is you get 1 point for capping. So by flipping that cap, Ruined actually gave them the 1 point they needed to put them on 20. The 3 cap gives them 20. And And guess what? You just lost the match by backcapping, trying to be clever. I mean, it wasn't going to go great anyway, I'll be honest. But just little things like that. And the LGB team will be going through into the upper bracket. And it'll be...
I mean, finally, right? We started like, over an hour ago, and we're now finally done with the first round of matches.
Just as well, the team allowed an hour and 15. The production team allowed a space of an hour and 15. Production, hats off to all of our wonderful admin team, all of our organizers, because you guys allowed the exact amount of time that every single match took, and all the matches happened on schedule, which was very, very impressive. For anybody who's ever tried to organize something like this, you'll understand that that's almost as impressive as the gameplay we just saw. We saw bloodbaths. We saw 2 matches go to 3, 2 2-0 sweeps. But next up, behind me, just behind me, over my shoulder here, hidden behind a crystal as well, we do have 2 elimination matches coming right up. I think we're going to bring back in Shozen. Shozen and Tazzik are going to take you guys through the elimination matches.
Yep, we have the losers coming in, right? The first one of those will be Alessio Bless against We Are Bad, Please Help. Now, both of those teams got 0-2'd, and then Mitos and their opponent got 1-2'd, so that one might be a little closer if that has any weight to it. But I think me and Shozen are bringing those matches here.
I'll be back for the next round of the winners. Yeah, you guys. But this is exciting because before we had the whole group stages and it sort of like played out. But this, we get straight into some elimination matches, and of course the winners bracket guys, they're guaranteed a top 4 finish now, pretty much, aren't they? Oh no, because we can say no, top 6.
They have to.
Top
they have to.
They're guaranteed top 6 now. So they're 1 match away from a prize, basically 1 win from a guaranteed prize, and of course those are going to be banger matches. The losers bracket, though, this is going to get down and dirty. Like, if you have a pocket strat, right, this is when you got to bring it out, because...
Is it, though? Wait, hold on. Because if you can make it to day 2 with your pocket strats, right, like, I'm thinking of a few teams who probably can make it to day 2. If they can do that with pocket strats ready, that's almost like a free
maybe you don't bring it out game 1, right? But if you're a best of 1 from elimination, if you've got something up your sleeve... Like, there's no point. Like, look at, you know, David. Is David Copperfield still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Paul Daniels, famous British magician. You know, it doesn't matter if he's got any tricks up his sleeve anymore because he died a while ago. Do you know what I mean? You can't do tricks when you're already dead. What I'm saying. That was where I was going from that.
Okay. All right. Well, we do have a confirmed start time. We do have a time, by the way. It's 4 minutes from now for Alessio Bless against We Are Bad. Please help. Who do you think is going to win this one, actually? Shozen, which one?
Oh, this is an interesting one. I kind of got to go with We're Bad, Please Help. They have...
The name, just the name.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen the guild names?
Dude, some of the guild names are crazy.
The backliners are in the guild, my front line sucks. And the frontliners are in the guild, my back line sucks. And the healer is in the guild called I Suck.
Please help. Yeah.
Oh, wait, the healer's in the guild called I Suck. Okay, dude.
Okay, so they all have their own guilds where they all are talking about who sucks. That's creative, at least. It's nice. That gives them extra bonus creativity points. Don't know if that counts for anything in the tournament.
One thing we haven't mentioned yet, by the way, is We Are Bad, Please Help. Or sorry, the one, the only fit. Those guys are under the Gray banner. Again, they're in the Gray guild. Gray is a guild we haven't seen the name of since like season 1, almost.
Long time ago.
It's been a long time since and I mean these guys.
I think we just lost Tazzik there again.
Cut out.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
I don't know if the stream heard me earlier, but there was straight up hail out my window. So I was trying not to talk too much, but a little bit of thunder and stuff.
We didn't hear it. It didn't transmit, thankfully.
At some point, I stopped talking for a few minutes. It was smashing the window next to me, and I was just staring at it, wondering when it was going to stop. But thankfully, it did. And now we're going into the next match.
Yeah, 2 minutes until we go in.
All right. Well, I will go and grab a drink and calm myself down after an incredible round 1 of matches. Like we just didn't stop for an hour and a quarter there, and I'm excited for the next round. But I'm gonna put my feet up and I'm gonna enjoy the wonderful Tazzik and Shozen and actually watch the matches with you guys. These elimination, and we are gonna say goodbye to 2 teams in the next hour. So stick around and catch all of the action. I'll see you guys very soon.
All right, thank you. See you soon.
Just over a minute to go. I think we chose Lucha Blue as our point of view, if I remember correctly.
Let's hit up Lucha
so I'm
Blue.
on him.
Yeah, me too.
This team, or well, rather we should go Spaka. No? Oh, no, sorry. This is a different team. My bad. Oh, yeah, this is the Treba team. Dude, earlier in chat, I don't know if you guys saw, I love reading the chat. I love reading the chat whenever I can. Earlier, Treba was being destroyed in the chat. I don't know why, but they were going hard on him.
What are they doing?
He was playing well, though. He was playing pretty well, but in chat, you know, I saw a copy pot. Treba useless. Treba bad. Dude, come on. He was playing pretty well. Let me see you try to do what he was doing, you know?
Everybody's a hater. Everybody's a hater. Bunch of armchair quarterbacks, Tazzik. But we do have an interesting build over here, Lucha Blue. You take a look at this. The double-bladed staff.
Yeah, we do. Surely he's not bringing Black Monk staff, too. And I mean, he's on Forceful Swing as well. This is a definite meme.
This can't be.
Yeah. Hey, maybe this is one of his pocket picks, but Forceful Swing.
Oh, now he switched it over again. Okay, so he was on double-bladed. Now he's over on Black Monk staff. Yeah, he's just swapping it up as the trolls right here. I'm like, what do you mean Black Monk staff? I know you know the difference between the two. And then, of course, I hit I once again, and he's definitely trolling us hard.
Oh, so he was on double-bladed. Yeah, so he just has tons of stuff then.
Yeah, he's brought all the troll builds for today. Let's see. We're in now, and the other team is across the way. They are facing against that CCB, that barcode team that we have seen so much of. This is going to be nasty.
Yeah, I'm excited for this match. Both of the wildfires in this match actually play it very similarly, right? They both run the Druid Robe Martlock with the res pots. Generally, we see some teams prefer Royal Robe. I personally like Royal Robe a lot. I think Lewpac does as well. But that Martlock res pot lets them be very defensive with their very aggressive combo of a Druid Robe and Cowl. Off the bat, though, blue team, they're going for a quick kill. Wait, he actually is playing Black Monk staff in the Crystal Tournament. I thought it was a troll. He's really on it. And he is also on Forceful Swing. I don't know whose auto attacks he's trying to stop, whether it's the glaives. It must be because it's the only one.
The glaive, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll be seeing a lot of it here as Reorbit in trouble. The Dark Matter connects to him. It's going to go down fast. Q3 putting out a lot of damage from attack 12. Now we have Sir Gigante without a roll, very close to getting Fishing Hook. He needs to be very careful. Zerain is right next to him. The Forceful Swing will stop Zerain's damage for now, but the roll is there, and there's that fling. Sir Gigante, he has Cleric Robe, but he doesn't have roll. Needs to be a little careful. There is a tackle on the 2 members here, but Lucha Blue has, remember, Black Monk staff. So if they come down this choke, he can throw it on it. Maybe help his team a little bit.
Have something he can do with it, yes.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario for it, right? Is if they push down that choke on him.
Boy, we were saying we were going to get some interesting builds today. I didn't think this is what we were going to see.
I have Say Chat enabled. Thankfully, Lucha Blue is saying in Say Chat, wait, wrong spells. Surely he did not mean to run Forceful Swing. He's now swapped to Stun Run. For those of you who don't know, Forceful Swing just stops auto attacks, like normal attacks, from happening if it connects, which does nothing against 2 casters. So he's now swapped to Stun Run. He's also running now the Stun passive that me and Lewpac were talking about. Is very strong on some of these tanks who are able to get a lot of these autos off. Seeb, though, playing very aggressively down this choke, looking at Graph right now as Zerain has separated Graph and Sir Gigante from one another. There is the Fling. Graph not able to put out a lot of damage. He actually just turned out in Q3 to an immune player. There is a big meatball, though, that connected on attack 12. He's now walking back to his team. He's going to roll back for something, but Lucha Blue, with a great swap, isn't going to allow the HOTS or the sacrifice to go through. Black Monk staff on the back line. There isn't a connection, though, from the Fishing Hook. The Armor Piercer from Reorbit connects onto 2. I like seeing Armor Piercer. Reorbit not liking how his Frost went in that first best of 3. Now onto the Great Curse. I think it'll do a little better. Definitely is cursed. Against this comp especially, right? They're running 100%. Nature, right, Chosen?
Yeah, the nature, you can take off the HOTS with the Great Curse. It is very helpful in this situation. And that's why we've been seeing, honestly, more Holy.
Yeah, and Holy is so nice against that.
And Tazzik, you cut out again?
Oh, when you don't have to worry about your HOTS getting taken out? Yeah, it's very nice. After this, though, remind me to fix that cutout thing, hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to have to buy you a new cord.
Yeah, I can just change a button around, but there is going to be... Okay. Oh, Lucha Blue actually... Oh, sorry, that was his teammate's Wildfire, so he didn't actually dodge that one. But Red Team is held for 2 20 ticks now. Shows, and that is a lot of points being put into the bank.
Yeah, they're just bleeding off these guys. It's been a back and forth battle. Neither team is really able to secure. I was going to say that. And now Red is starting to push. They just got the momentum in their favor here, getting the kill on Rorbit. And I think they're going to be able to push down the stairs if they want to. But again, I don't think they need to, Tazzik. I think they're just playing their game, very happy with what they're getting here. Just kind of putting enough pressure on their opponent to wear them out over time and say go back to tent while you get your buddy back, and we're just going to suck another 40 points from you.
Yeah, so one thing too that's very interesting is if you hit tab for a second, this team, the red team, actually is running a purge, right? Seb does have Fiend Cowl on. Now, whether that's a bop or a purge, I actually am not too sure. I haven't been keeping track. But
you're going to want to hit that button again.
That we see 89 to 149, about to be 69 to 149 there, Shozen.
Yeah, just a quick another bleed here. These guys are just really taking control of this one. Now, I like I did say, I kind of figured these guys were going to win, but I didn't think it was going to be this one-sided. This is one of the more one-sided matches we have seen this entire tournament so far.
Yeah, for sure. Treva looking at attack 12 in the corner. That Black Monk staff actually doing work for Lucha Blue and his team. I'm not sure if this has been like something they practiced a lot of, but it was working right there, but it's not working in the match though. So this 69 to 149.
Yeah.
And attack 12 actually needs to be very careful because remember, he's playing that like greedy build where he a potion and a cape to sort of save himself. Needs to be very careful of what he does. Actually, he just completely whiffs a Q3 off the map there. His blue team now has the pressure to play around with. One of the first times in this match.
Most of the kill pressure the blue team has had has come towards the tank of the red team. Really not anything that they need. They need to secure some kill pressure onto some of these squishiers like Avkome or even Barcode. They need to change their targets and all start targeting at least two of them need to start targeting the same guy here. This is not great targeting here, Tazzik.
Yeah, the target swaps from the blue team, not the best that we've seen in the tournament. The comp, maybe not the best that we've seen in the tournament either. Armor Pierce does not connect. Remember, too, they're playing Armor Pierce Meatball, so they want to try to line up those two skill shots, and they haven't done that yet.
Not yet,
They're kind of hitting different people here in every engagement, and they've been fighting this upper quadrant, the north side, for the entire match so far after that first loss in mid. And they just haven't been able to break through anything, right? At some point, you just say, like, let's rotate.
Just a bad position for them
the
overall.
View is so bad.
And they're just getting outvalued here for everything that they're doing.
The Barcode healer playing
and
out
now
of his
I say
mind,
that,
though.
and as soon as I say that they have the ability to get a kill on attack 12, this could be the opening they need, unless Rorbit gets turned on here. But Zarin, if they can start targeting him, I mean, they have an opportunity up front. But
I'm assuming Yav dies after he comes out of this cleric robe. There's the Armor Pierce I was waiting on. The Q doesn't connect, nor does the fishing hook. That could have been his second kill. But red team knows, right? They know they have so many points in the bank, and they have the pressure to stay in this 4v5 for now.
Completely out
they should start kiting, though. Zerain going to get hit by that sacrifice. Barcode, again, is healing out of his mind in this fight. He's doing very well at keeping the hots up. There is a Black Monk staff on the choke, so he cannot walk down it just yet. Needs to be very careful here. 20 tick going to come in 20 seconds.
Too late, Tazzik. They finally got some pressure in their favor. They started pushing these guys down the stairs. They've picked their target, attacked well, but we're at a point now where it is too late. They have 29 points. In 10 seconds, they'll have 9. I just don't see them having a comeback in this one.
We've seen comebacks. Maybe they kill Barcode right now. Blue team looking for something.
If they do, that's so low.
Big. The cleric robe connects. They're actually going to just lose their tank here. They will run down.
They lose their tank. They get the tank trade, but that's not enough. Are they going to get the 10-point tick in time? They're at 15 points here to 140. Match 5, by the way, just started of Mitos versus Not Decided. So we will check in on that as soon as this one is over. And
that one should be much closer, to be fair. Both,
well, I mean, we don't know how close this one's going to be. It is currently 15 to 139.
Surely this ends soon, shows. And Lucha Blue finally gives up. Look, he just gave up the Black Monk staff. He's now on Ironclad.
Yeah.
Which, Ironclad, a much better weapon in this meta than BMS, in my opinion. He's also playing Bop Helmet on that Druid Cowl.
I will
so
say,
Lucha Blue,
That was the first time I saw a Black Monk staff in this meta, so we don't know how good it is. I mean, it did appear in the Crystal League Championship, so it was doing pretty. Hey, it led to the position they're in now, where they have the opportunity. They just pulled another 10 tick off their opponent, Tazzik. But I agree. Yeah, I would be on the Iron.
Remember, if they only win on 10 ticks, it takes 13 minutes. They need to be very careful. Lewpac looking to come back to his team. He just keeps getting caught back. The poison potion connected. There's a Q3 built up from attack 12. It does connect as well, but Lewpac going to live for now. The third one didn't. Ray Orbit needs to be careful. Look where he's standing. The fire wave doesn't connect onto him.
He's taken out.
Oh, no. Ray Orbit needs to be so careful. His Treb in the back goes down. The second kill, too, should come in. And now attack 12 goes top, gets that cap. The 10 tick will end it. So if you're blue team right now, you just hard commit to killing Zerain surely for 1 kill, as the match is definitely over, but the healing from Barcode is there. Zergigante doing great on the redemption, but I gotta say, the best redemption staff healer that I've seen so far today is Durentin for sure. And compared to that, I gotta say that Barcode really out-healed Zergigante in this match. I mean, there's a lot of issues with the blue team in this one, right? But 129-0, it's a clean victory for the first round, 1-0. We're now going to hop over to Lasan Haman for Mitos against Not Decided. That is the other losers match that just started.
Already underway. And you said you wanted to see a closer one, Tazzik. So far, 149-79. Not closer.
Yeah, but I actually believe that the red team here can come back a lot more than I believed in the last one, because these guys, we've seen it, right? These guys both lost their best of threes, but they lost 1-2. So, you know, they did have a win, and it was pretty close for both these guys. Crimzik, a great tank player, right? I'm sure that he'll be able to claw something back for his team. Lucrative also is one of the glaives who does play Impaler. He doesn't play Fishing Hook, and I think Impale, if you can have the mana to use it constantly, it does so much. But is he holding it and not using it constantly is the question, because then Fishing Hook would be much more valuable. A Bridgewatch cape comes out onto Crimzik there, as Fatnex doing a lot of damage on that Wildfire staff. Aurelia caught in the corner, though. He's looking to stack up Fatnex, who does have roll right now. But look at that redemption from Pele. Pele, another great redemption healer. This backline is full healed off that. Now Fatnex can walk out of this one, start putting some damage to Lucrative, I hope, as there is not one curse stack out. Frey is going to put down the great curse.
Now you're going to see Aurelia getting hammered. Thank God for that.
Little aggressive
right there. Just a big save there, but he's still the target. Now he's out of defensives. Lasanamon's still targeting. They need to get up a DPS here, and I think they could take him with very few defensives left. I don't think he has anything.
I'm not sure. Blue has just kited back very far, towards their tent cap. They had a lot of pressure. Unusual. They could have easily stayed here and just aligned themselves neutrally with the choke, because then they could have been wildfiring up here. But as I say, Juliet, a little out of position, gets caught by a wildfire that went through the front line and her, and now she gets taken out. No
now it's
healer
a full
for red.
Split in two directions for red. Aurelia and Crimzik going one way. Aurelia not going to make it. We have others going the north. What happened over there? I didn't see if anybody died over the top.
Not yet. Actually, I think one player did. Crimzik might be able to go down into the wildfire.
Nice
does get clipped.
But it puts him into...
Lucrative
survived. Yeah, Lucrative survived. He didn't die on the other side. I thought he was going to go.
So that actually means that it's now 5-1. Very one-sided, a little more one-sided than the other match that we saw. But red team isn't out of it just yet. They should be able to come back out of tent with 7 points. So let's see if they can make something happen. But none of these teams actually down gearing yet either. Everyone's still in the 8-3. Everyone's IP around 1550, 1530. So that's generally about equal there. Lucrative looking to maybe hold the front line so his team can get a cap. But again, Lasan Haman is not going to let you get that. He's just going to run at you, hit you with the geyser. And now blue team actually choosing to roll up the choke. Fatnex, Pele, and Frey all repositioning to just try to hold, because they know, right, red team has to either get that back cap or push up at them. They want it to be through a choke where they can throw their AoE, namely the meatball, at that choke. And now Fatnex looking at this front line, putting a lot of pressure in. Frey stacking up what he can, but it's actually the red team who has a little more curse stacks right now on the field. Fatnex whiffing a few of the Qs. Look at Frey, though. He is melee range on top of Lucrative, just putting out some stacks. Pele looks like the target now of Lucrative and Crimzik, but the fishing hook from Angs. What a great...
It was a great play over there by Angs, but you are cutting out.
Oh, I am.
It's
sorry
gonna happen
about
a couple
that
times. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. 145 to 3, though. A second kill is all they need for this one to be over. And they actually get Pele, but Juliet dies for the last one. I think that's 7 to 2. Yeah, 7 to 2 for the first match here. Kills and deaths wise. Let me look at the scoreboard as well. Take a look at the damage. Aurelia, as I was saying, got a lot more value out of the curse than Frey did damage wise, but obviously blue team ended up winning with the kills anyway.
Nicely done there. All right, let's just see what we got. That was very quick. I didn't expect that to be over so quickly.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't even know what to do there. So we got a couple of matches coming around the corner in just a minute. Just waiting for Elements to let me know when our next round is going to start. I believe we will have Alessio Bless versus We Are Bad very soon.
We should have game 2 in that best of 3 coming up soon. I don't think we have a starting time on that.
Not yet. We don't have a starting time yet. It could be within the next 5 minutes to 10 minutes. So I guess we can talk about what we've already seen so far in this match. We didn't get to go over too many of the matches from earlier today. We want to bring up some of the scores.
Yeah, I mean, we can take a look at the Shalom quickly if we want to talk about that. We do actually now have a start time, so it's 5 minutes from now at 1840 UTC. We'll see game 2 of Alessio Bless against We Are Bad, Please Help. Obviously, I hope We Are Bad, Please Help comes and wins it. They are up 1-0, right? So 1-0 in the losers bracket means if they win, Alessio Bless is in a really, really bad spot. Not detected. They went 1-0 against Mitos. That's the one we just saw. Very one-sided. Much more one-sided, actually, than the other losers bracket. And later today, we'll be seeing Team against LGB Team, as well as looking for Zakata against the one and only Fit. That is a match I'm really looking forward to, as I think that could literally be a finale of the tournament kind of match, right?
Oh, absolutely. It could be. But I did just get some interesting information. It just kind of threw me off, Tazzik, because you know how we try to pronounce all these names sort of, right?
You try to pronounce them.
How do you pronounce the tank that we were just watching there?
The tank that we were just watching. Who was it? Lasan Haman?
Yeah, that's not how you say that.
It's definitely not lasagna man, as Vaka
it is lasagna man. It's lasagna
man. Zero chance.
No, I've gotten multiple messages now.
Oh, it is.
That it is lasagna man. Yeah, I've gotten multiple, and if it's Polish, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh no, it does make sense.
So yeah.
Well, Vakanen actually spelled it like the English lasagna man when he said it. I thought he was trolling, but yeah, that actually is how you say it. Hey, generally, we try our best.
Speaking of tanks, who we get completely wrong.
Say right.
Like Spazia. Like Spazia, we get him. Yeah, Spazia.
Oh, no.
And I can't say the last part of his name because the first part means like space. And then the second part means like, you know how rockets sometimes are phallic in shape?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
what's that? The second movie in the Austin Powers series where they have the spaceship that's flying.
The name of it, or
no? It looks like that. The second movie. Yeah. I know that's a deep cut.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll keep calling him Spaka. I will call him Lasagna Man now. But 2 minutes ago,
and Lasagna Man. So,
I mean, there are tons of players' names who we just pronounce incorrect. You ever correct us, we'll be sure to say it correctly. That's the beauty of Albion, right? You get to meet people from other languages who pronounce things the way that you wouldn't pronounce it, So
like lasagna man.
Each other.
I love that. That's a good one.
That is something for sure.
Oh, lasagna man is Brazilian, I'm being told.
Does make sense.
All right, we're getting lots of information. It's good to get this. Like you said, it's an international game, people from all over the world, and this is a really quite the true international tournament that we have here with the CLC. It's kind of amazing.
If you look at where some of these players are from, we have a lot of. We have Canada, U.S., Poland, Brazil, Germany. That I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure we have Russia. We have a lot of different places for our team so far. But the other thing we haven't done today, Shozen, do we have a raffle that we can open?
Oh, we've got lots of raffles going on. I've been giving them out all day. We've already sent out, I believe, 6 And I can do a couple of more right now. So let's do that right now. Boom. Boom. And I'll actually toss out some of the names who have not already accepted their raffles. Go ahead and check in chat. I'm repeating some of the winners from earlier.
Yeah, so we have some raffles. The way you enter that is just with a quick exclamation mark raffle. You'll get pulled for a gold code that you can redeem in-game. Sell it if you want for silver. Otherwise, just hold it. See if the price of gold goes up or not. We are going to be watching from Lucha Blue's perspective for Game 2 of this best of 3, starting in just about a minute. This should be good. 5 minutes after this one starts, the next match of the one we just saw, Mitos versus Not Decided, that one will be going. So we'll hop over to that one after we see if they end in a 2-0 over here on Lucha Blue. I hope he doesn't bring out the Black Monk staff again. Really hope so.
That was an issue. I mean, honestly, Tazzik, I love people pulling out something out of the meta, like going a little different, doing something crazy, but like...
Well, so the issue for me wasn't even the Black Monk staff.
All seasons.
The issue isn't only the Black Monk staff, right? He actually came out with the Black Monk staff with the wrong abilities on. Skills. He had Forceful Swing against a comp that it does absolutely nothing against. That should have been something you swap off of very quickly.
Well, he did. So he switched off really quick. And it was, after they lost mid and got put onto that double, that triple tick the whole match from that point on. And caps became quite important towards the end when they finally made their push.
I mean, that's the way that these matches go, right? The map that we play the Crystal League in, if you hold both or all of those caps, right, it is the 20 tick meta. We are going in now on Lucha Blue. We'll see if this one can go a little bit better than the last. Hopefully it does for him and his team, as they just lost a lot of gear in that last one, and they lost a ton of gear earlier today. Lucha Blue showing on the...
Going in.
He's showing the double-bladed staff, and he's also wearing the Armor of Valor. Requite is...
That's a different... We have not seen that. This is
so we saw Requite. Oh, he's going back. He's trying to do some sneaky stuff. Lucha Blue bringing back Season 11, I think, when Requite was actually played. He's going to stop Attack from getting this cap. Attack is probably in his Discord voice of his team saying, what the hell is going on? It's been so long since teams tried this. The double-bladed... See, the thing is, you didn't need a double-bladed to play like this, though, right? Crescent Slash doesn't do anything but slow. So really, we have to see how he does it, whether he's going to sit on the backline or not. But Requite could be very strong against a caster. Yavar You Come actually bringing out the one-hand crossbow for that massive burst, and Ray Orbit going to instantly get deleted off the back of that. Now Attack 12 going to be getting that top choke, and again, this could literally be a repeat of the first match between these guys, right, where they just get 20 tick the whole time.
I hope not. I hope this gets to be a little bit more of a back and forth battle. I don't love watching complete stops.
Lucha Blue did stop this back cap from being taken at the start of the match. So, I mean, they're only going to get 10 ticked, right? He is going to go in with the Crescent Slash, is going to do a little bit of damage, but it doesn't stun or anything. All it does is slow anyone that he hits. And I don't think a slow is what his team needs. They're quite going to be used, but absolutely nothing gets put into it. Yavar You Come, though, is going to get hit by the Armor Piercer Reorbit on that Cursed, but they don't find a Wildfire to follow it up. Again, they're not playing their comp right if they're not actually comboing the two line spells, the Meatball and the Armor Pierce. And they haven't done that yet that I've seen.
Well, there's the Pierce and no follow-up of any DPS.
Yeah, they're not in the position to do it, right?
To do anything.
They're playing perpendicular from one another. You have to play parallel if you're playing these two lines, right? And they're just not playing it as well as they could. But Serene going to get hit by the Armor Pierce. The Meatball not coming in yet. It actually comes from the other team and hits Reorbit, who's now in trouble. The Requite comes down. Does not help Reorbit,
big trouble.
Though.
So does Trevor.
Trevor just goes down, trying to maybe create some pressure to help his team. Lucha Blue going to Crescent Slash up through mid. Maybe try to Rat Cap top. He's going to start mid just to mess around, but he's going to have to meet his team back up. And
nice dodge there. I don't know if that would have hit, but that would have close.
Shozen, what the hell is he doing with double-bladed stuff?
I don't have an answer, dude. I don't have an answer. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what combo they're trying to do. I haven't seen them land 2 spells in a row.
Come on. The thing is, Crescent Slash is it's a 6-meter radius that it hits in. When he lands, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. A 50% slow isn't even anything crazy, right? Like, that weapon might need some buffs if you're going to play it in 5v5. I don't know about it in state right now. It's a great armor pierce that connects to Yav, but again, Graf nowhere near to drop a meatball to follow it. The meatball does come, but now Yav is in a spot to just roll it. And on the back line, Zergigante being hard, though, by Zerain and the enemy team tank. Lucha Blue should just look to, like, slow these guys. If he had tackle, maybe he could have stunned them for better CC. But instead, Zergigante should fall to this meatball that now is going to look at Treba. As Treba combat looting, Zergigante will get caught by that fishing hook. There is a Mortal Agony as well, but Zerain very low down the choke is going to get hit by armor pierce from Reorbit. Graf does have a meatball follow-up, and Zerain looting almost goes down to that wildfire, but he does have Guardian Ale to keep him alive for now. That was almost very bad for Red. Luch really going to use his res pot. He should go down for sure here, though, in a 1v5.
Yeah, there's nothing good going to come from this.
Oh, he dodges the fishing hook, but
yeah, but he doesn't dodge the meatball. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Lucha Blue is doing with the... See, the thing is, like, you could say maybe they're trolling, but they're in 8-3.
Why?
They're in 8-3. So I don't know.
Why would you troll?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a good team, right? Like Zergigante, Reorbit, Graf, especially Graf. Graf is a great player. And I mean, Lucha Blue as well. These guys are good. So they shouldn't be trolling, but looking at, if you hold tab, they might be, as a Heron Spear tank has just been equipped by Lucha Blue. He has Demon Helmet, Soldier Armor, Judy Boot.
No.
Reorbit also has died so much and is not on his main weapon of the Frost that he's now downgraded to 6-3, not 8-3.
Well, hey. I mean, you know, at least they don't have to worry about it after this match.
I mean, this man is wearing a Astral Aegis Heron Spear tank.
Yeah, I see this. I see what's going on.
And he's playing with a 6-3 curse in the Crystal League champ. To be fair, though, the guy has 1447 IP. It's a 1500 soft cap. He's only like 100 IP down. That's only, 16% or something like that down in stats. Only. So Treva in trouble right now. There is going to be some kill pressure for Red, but it's not going to come in just yet. Yav with the great burst combo with the Tactile's Wildfire, though, is just finding so many kills. Treba has to retreat down back to the chokes. There's Gigante looking at maybe Celestial Sphere. The front line is Graf. Eats a Wildfire. Eats a Q3. He's going to go down. Treba should fall here as well, but the roll to tent is going to keep him alive for now. Lucha Blue, who did nothing the whole engagement, gets a 3-man Heron Spear to just help his team get back to the tent. And I'm wondering, Shozen, if we jump over to the next match now instead.
Yeah, we could. You know what, Tazzik? Seeing as it's a Heron Spear tank, I'm going to keep an eye on this. If something wild happens, we can come back. But right now, we can watch the Lasagna Man match. We've been getting his name wrong for months. Let's talk Lasagna Man.
The thing is, actually, for months, we've been getting it wrong. Honestly, yeah, for a year or something.
Months, for a very long time.
It's been a long time that I've been calling that man Lasan Haman. But over here, Lasagna Man, a minute into his match, his game 2, where he wants a clean victory. Mitos against not decided.
Yes. Who you got in this one? What's your pick here?
I'm thinking Mitos hopefully wins this one, but I believe it was not decided who actually ended up winning the last. No, actually Mitos is up 1. No,
Mitos is up 1, I believe.
Oh, so they want a clean win here, just 2-0 sweep them.
Actually, let me look at the scores. I'll go get it.
I believe Lasagna Man.
Not decided should be up 1. I would figure as much. I didn't see it in the scores. On my scores.
So yeah. Lasagna Man looking at Juliet, trying to get a big geyser there. Juliet, very low, needs some hots on herself there. Is Lasagna Man going to come up the choke? Is going to get hit by a Wildfire. Lucrative dodge the enemy teams, and he's going to blink right through it. But Crimsic swapping off of the Great Hammer, now playing the Ironclad. I like that a little better on him. Crimsic is a great playmaker, so we'll see how that one goes. Both of the Fire Staffs actually opting into the same build that we've been seeing from them today. So that's a Martlock res on Nick. Fatneck swapping off Martlock. He's now on Bridge Watch. I think actually he's always been on Bridge Watch, and he's the guy who doesn't auto attack. So we'll see how that one goes for him. Frey down 40%, gonna have to roll away. Crimsic chasing though. He does have Kidnap and everything available. Lasagna Man stopping Juliet and Nick's advance though here. As remember, no one has won this mid cap yet, so first team to get this will have the advantage. Fatneck's in a bad spot, having to roll out of that one, but Juliet just gets kidnapped far with that long fling. Fatneck goes down, but they should trade Juliet here. The fishing does connect.
Juliet,
they need somebody to come up. They need someone to come up. Aang's had no backup. There's Frey. not in a position to help. Juliet lives, and that means it's 5v4 chasing down blue. The Celestial Fear gets put down. Should be able to save the front line, but Frey is a little bit too far up for that to hit him. He is going to go down. That's a very bad synced death there. As if he does die, there it is. Fatnex just got back, and now it's a 4v5 again.
Once again, yeah. That's a pain. And blue is in a bad position right off the bat here. They had done such a great job of holding this into a 1 cap apiece, and now they've gone and chain deaths, and it's going to take them a while to get back into this.
Quick, question here. Lasagna Man is on team Not Decided, who is up 1. However, his guild name is called Mitos Team, which is actually the other team's name.
Other team.
Okay.
Right.
A little weird. A little confusing there. But,
yeah.
Yeah, a little confusing for me. But now that we have made that clear, I'm ready to go. 130 to 149. 2 ticks in favor, or 2 caps in favor of the red. They want to win this fight, push down choke, and get the next one. It's a big stack on Nick and Juliet. The Dark Matter doing work. The Q3 connecting as well. Aurelia going to have to pop Cleric Robe, start walking out of this one. The Fire Wave going to put out a little bit of help for him, but Aurelia needs to start stacking Aang's and Lasagna, man. They have no stacks on them at all. Crimsic very low. The meatball isn't up, but the Q3 should be. It misses, so he's not going to have a big one, but Aurelia gets thrown up choke. The Geyser connects, but he should be able to roll down that one for now. Blue team winning middle cap back. And now they just need to hold and get this choke, but they shouldn't be able to hold and get the cap. They need to be able to get a kill first, as surely red team will just come up and stop any cap attempts. There he is, already stopping Fatnex.
Have you seen the other guild names in this event?
In this match or in this event? Because I'm looking at all
this match. Like right now, you have E-Daters Unite on both sides. I Hate E-Daters on one side. Theus RS, the guild. And
love that guy. I love
the guild too.
Yeah, there's a guild just called Fatnex. Yeah. God's Plan. We got XD.
But God's Plan is actually a guild that is out there and about. The rest of these are all meme.
I'm just a fan of Aurelia. This guy's guildless. That's how I like to play. As now Crimsic spinning to win, but you can't spin on top of Pele when he's just pumping like that. Pele actually nowhere near the Hurricane. And now blue team big clumped up down that choke. Fatnex needs to be careful. There's the fling that we were looking for. And now the Dark Matter connects as well. Fatnex very low in the back. On top of him is Lucrative trying to execute him, but the healing is there for now. Pele doing a great job with the Redemption staff. One of the better Redemption users up there with Durenton right now. I think top 2. Lucrative going to eat a fat Wildfire. Instantly pops his helmet though. That's actually 3 Guardian helmets used in the span of 5 seconds from these teams. Lucrative barely alive, but it's another clump on Aurelia and Juliet. And Juliet now in big trouble. There's no purge for the Cleric Robe, but she is 1 bar left. Is going to have to run far and wide to try to heal herself as Crimsic is dying up the choke. Aurelia is dying next to her. This is a massive meatball that kills Aurelia. And now is looking at Lucrative as well. Juliet surely goes down.
Nice heals.
She's healing a lot. Yeah, I can't believe she's lived that long.
Not enough. And this is going to turn it. This is now going to go in favor of not Mitos team, but team.
Yeah, finally a little bit.
The other Mitos team. I'm so confused. Why they got to do this to us?
Well, no, it goes in favor of Not Decided. Because
Not Decided. Well, they wanted to be Mitos team apparently, but then they couldn't be, so they're not decided.
Yeah, man, I don't know. But hey, Juliet, healing the heavens. They're able to survive a lot longer than we thought they would. But actually, it would have been better if they died sooner, because then they could have been out a little sooner and tried to compete for the next tick. But 100 to 139. If blue team holds this next 20, it's 100 to 119. And that will be a very close game 2. Where Not Decided, who is the point of view we're watching, is looking to come back and win this one. Not a massive comeback. They're still pretty tied here at the start. But 7 minutes in, to only be 100 to 119, that's very even from what we've been seeing today. But Juliet already half a bar, has to pop a seed on herself. And I'm assuming she has sacrifice available, but she doesn't want to use it just yet. Crimsic now looking to turn around. Oh.
But there's no follow-up on that. They're just trying to run from their lives. That's a wasted E at that point. And so they're just going to heal up and come around the corner. But it was nice honestly, to hit 4 people with a meatball.
It went about as good as it could go for red team. They didn't die, and they now get the better angle for themselves. So it went about as good as it could go. Juliet still the target, though, of Lasagna Man and Aang's, who are just hard committing to putting the pressure in on top of her. Nick looking to maybe get some pressure on this stack of Pele. And Fatnex is a massive Wildfire that hits both of them. Pele gonna have to pop the Cleric Robe, get a Celestial Sphere off on Aang's. That means him and Lasagna Man are free to dive in that backline like they have been. Lucrative, though, not as free, though, with the Druidic Staff. Healer needs to come back for some hots. Blue team pressured a little bit. Their backup choke, but they should be able to heal it off as Juliet the target again of Aang's and Lasagna Man. But look on the right side of your screen, right? All of red has come back, which lets Blue push down the choke again, just off the back of this pressure. So Aang's and Lasagna, even if they're not getting the kills, they're doing this so well for their team, absorbing a lot of the pressure. And now Fatneck's looking to do something here. He should have Wildfire up soon. The Q3s aren't connecting, though, so he's not able to get a big execute off. Crimson completely separated from his team. Is going to get hit by the tackle.
Yeah, that's
he's
going to be
dead.
it. Yeah.
And look at that.
This is a nice back and forth match. We were at 100 to 99 at one point. Now it's going to rotate down to 100 for 75. Not bad.
Yeah, and
nice
not decided.
here.
They want it to be a 2-0, right? They just want to move on with clean victories, especially because I think they were one of the teams who had 16 deaths to a 4 kill. I'm not too sure on that, but I know they have a lot of gear gone. So they want some clean wins here to maybe save up a little bit. But again, if you make it to day 2, you're in the money, and almost certainly you are profiting. But these guys looking to fight one another for the chance that maybe they're good enough friends that they just let these guys 2-0 win. But that
I don't think they're that nice of friends.
Yeah, surely it's not going to happen.
Unless the e-dating is strong. Like, I don't think that's happening.
Well, I mean, one of them has the guild, E-Daters United. One of them has a guild, I hate E-Daters. So we'll see how it goes.
Clearly, there's some e-dating on these teams.
I really like seeing how the bigger Q3 from the fire, like the one that does massive damage, is a lot bigger. So you don't even have to track the stacks. You can just tell by the massive flame coming at you. I think it's very good visual design from the guys over at SBI. And now Crimzik needs to be very careful. The healing just got used very early, so red team got a lot of healing spells.
He's going to eat that. Oh, blinks through the meatball. Nice.
There isn't a lot of healing to keep Nick alive. If blue team has the pressure, they can keep running them down. Again, they already used all their healing earlier. It's a Wildfire to come back. The Guardian is there for now. Juliet should finally have sacrifice up in a few seconds, but blue team has bought so much pressure that the Celestial Sphere is now back. It's not bouncing to Aang's, though. In fact, it did nothing on the backline there. They needed to walk it up to Aang's, or he should have walked back and sniped it. But now he's looking at the backline. It's a good Wildfire connecting on Nick. The Mortal Agony does not connect on Nick, though. And Lasanaman with a great dodge on that Wildfire staff.
Beautiful
Judy
dodge
comes
there.
in from him as well. Lasagna Man looking for a big play. They want hard pressure. The tackle is there onto Nick. The Q3 misses. The Geyser misses as well. Nick should have been dead there, but he's actually still alive and putting in the damage needed. Aurelia has to run to 10th, though. There's no hots on him at all, and he is less than a bar. Juliet blinks on top of him. The Guardian helmet is there for now. And Lasagna Man choosing to run back for Crimzik instead of just getting a massive tackle off. I'm not sure if it was even available, but here is a good clump. The Geyser is their first. Crimzik, 1 bar. How has nobody died?
Crimzik
Soldier
just
helmet
going forward with 1 bar.
Alive.
What is he doing?
This
how
is a
does
crazy
Fire stay alive in the back line there? Absolutely crazy. The fact that Crimzik and Fire both lived through that. Now Juliet, that's it.
Finally, surely she dies. No,
she
she's
doesn't.
alive.
No, she's saved. But it's going to be amazing if she can save Aurelia and Crimzik here. If she does that healing to the gods. But no, just Aurelia survives. Crimzik does go down. Nick BR10 in a world of hurt here.
It's 2-1 right now. They trade Lasagna.
Yeah.
They trade tank for tank and a glaze. So blue team far up in the exchange. I can't believe Juliet lived that die for so long. That was crazy. Great stuff coming in. 96 to 27, but a 20 tick is going to surely come in the way of the blue, which puts them on 7 points over on red side. And I don't know if they can come back with 7 points. I'm pretty sure the answer to that is no. But we'll see what they do, as they are out on the bottom side. Oh, wait, actually, are they split? I think there's fighting on the north as well. Yeah, Frey is fighting a 2v2 up here. Lucrative and Crimzik in the back line. Blue team needs to pick who are they going to fight. They're actually choosing to go down choke, fight the front line of red. So Lasagna Man going to hold the 3 backliners over here. And again, all they need to do is get 2 kills or hold for 40 seconds, and blue team will win anyway. It's a good duty from both teams, but red team gets completely forced out of theirs. They now have mid control a little bit, right? Red actually is standing on mid, but Fatnex goes down to a massive combo.
Backline. Oh, no.
But
that's going to give
again,
Red,
it doesn't even matter.
Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was going to say this gives Reds an opportunity here, but with 7 points, an opportunity to what?
If they ace them, they have a chance, but I don't think an ace is in the picture. And even if they get one cap, they need 2 to be able to go for another minute at least. Right now, Aurelia was looking for
12
topside.
seconds left. Yeah, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, but even if he gets the topside cap, right? Nobody's mid, nobody's bot. It's over. Blue team with a clean 2-0. That means Not Decided wins their first match in the losers bracket. So we'll see who will be fighting them in the next match. And we do have, I believe we have the other game starting now, right? Oh no, this was the other game.
This was the other
Never mind.
match.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the times for our next matches. We're moving on into the first round of the winners brackets, Tazzik.
Yeah, pulling up the Shalone again here so I can just take a look at that. We have currently Mitos, who goes 0-2 by Not Decided. Alessio Bless and We Are Bad, Please Help. Obviously, We Are Bad, Please Help. 2-0 Alessio Bless. That means they are moving on as well. So now we're going into round 2 of the winners matches. So we're going into the first people who won their best of 3s, and then that will decide who fights the 2 teams who just won here in the losers round. And I think that actually means we're saying goodbye to Mitos and Alessio's Bless, right?
Yeah,
I think this is
they
their
are
last
done for
match.
today. Thank you guys for joining us. This happens quick now, Tazzik.
Yeah, that was so quick. They're just completely
we eliminate the
gone.
First
I didn't even
2
realize.
Teams in the first 2 hours of this stream here. And now we're going to move on. We're going to go into the first rounds of the winners brackets, and we're going to get 2 more losers to move. But that doesn't sound right, Tazzik.
Yeah, see,
I feel bad.
We will
saying
have
that.
2 more rounds of losers, but it's weird, you know. It's
I don't
weird.
like calling them losers. No, they're not.
They're just in the
they're
other
already
bracket.
Winners. So they're going to be moving. Like we're getting 2 more winners brackets right now, right? And that will set up our next 2 matches. The losers of these next 2 matches will then end up facing off against Not Decided and We Are Bad, Please Help. And then we are going to have basically our winners set.
Yeah, we have our
going
top 4.
forward. Yeah. Well, and then we have 3 of them, and then we have in our finals we're going to have the winners bracket, and then the final match of that goes down and faces off against for the final spot in tomorrow's tournament. The winner of the losers bracket.
Oh, I don't see that on the Shalone anywhere.
Yeah, it is right there. It's
where?
Chalong. Yeah. So you would have hold on, I have to pull up the other one for you to actually explain this, I think.
Yeah, as far as I see, whoever loses the next, like if We Are Bad Please loses their next best of 3, they're out of the tournament, is what I see.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and then same with Not Decided. Same with whoever else loses there. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, the winners will then go on. Yeah, I get it. We have a lot of content. That's what we're trying to say. We have a lot of content. This tournament is much more fair to the participants. It also gives us a lot more content to watch. So that's really cool. But we will be going, it looks like, oh, I don't think we have a time, actually. Never mind.
We're waiting on the time now. It'll be in just a second.
And I think we're bringing Lewpac back for these, if I remember correctly.
Nope, I'm here with you for this one.
Oh.
I'm here with Lewpac for this one. You're going away.
Yeah, we're bringing Lewpac back.
And then you'll come back in for another losers bracket with me, and then you'll do the final one with Lewpac.
It should be content. I'm looking forward to seeing who actually moves on to tomorrow, because I mean there are a lot of matches. Like I'm looking at LGB team and team. If team wins that and the one and the only fit wins theirs, the semifinals could basically have been a final best of 5, right? And it has been in the past, Durented versus that Cargera team. So we'll be excited to see who ends up winning. Is Lewpac back and around? Can we start bringing him back?
I don't know.
in?
He might be here.
Oh, what's up, Lewpac? How do you like that match? The match is actually.
I mean, there was some memes with the double blade, and I wasn't quite, I wasn't quite sure what was going on.
I like
there.
the black mug staff more than the double bladed. What the hell did the double bladed do?
The double blade doesn't really have any sort of control or impact. If it had an interrupt, I could almost imagine
It's Crescent Slash
slow.
Does only a little damage and a 50% slow. It's literally nothing. So all the other tanks kind of give it so much more value in 5v5s, right? Double bladed has its uses in other content, but in 5v5 you want the great hammer, the pole hammer, the ironclad, the black move staff over that thing.
Absolutely, Taz. But now, yeah, we're going back to the winners bracket then. As
yep.
We're gonna have
you guys will be going in 2 minutes to watch. I think team against LGB team first.
Yep, team versus LGB team.
Yeah, we got a couple of winner brackets matches, which looking good actually. You know, this is a chance to get really deep into the tournament. This will secure day 2. But any winners here, I believe, can secure day 2. We've got 2 more rounds of lower bracket to come. But you can get through to day 2 right now with a win here. So we'll be getting into the action as the teams get ready. And so far, I was hoping to get a tally of deaths so far. How many sets have been
Can we get that? I don't know if
mashed
we have
up because I think it's gonna I mean, to the average player who's maybe like trying to get their premium. Do you know what I mean? I feel like these guys could be. Oh my goodness! Can you imagine? You're like, you're struggling to get your premium, and these guys are just slamming 8-3 sets into each other day in, day out. But there's been some really good matches. No matches going to 3 there in the losers. So we do say obviously goodbye to a couple of teams, but the heartbreak is not done for the day.
Well, it's actually really interesting, Lewpac. I just realized both teams who we said goodbye to, Mitos and Alessio Bless, also didn't win any in their first best of 3.
Yeah,
so they had an 0-4 tournament run, and that's a lot of gear and money that they have lost because now they don't really get that back in the rewards. So
they don't. So hopefully, I mean, there was some calls of combat looting in the first match as well. Like I was watching Twitch chat a little bit. They were like combat looting. I was like, man, if you're 0-4, you got to be thinking about that bankroll because you got to be. It's not cheap. 8-3 is much cheaper than it used to be comparatively, but you're still looking for most of these guys at around 10 million a set minimum. Oh, okay.
Looks like your match is starting.
First match then. Shozen and I will be taking you guys through this winners bracket round 2 then. I engage in the boys coming out really strong actually. Didn't expect, didn't expect them to be cruising through, but very tenacious showing in round number 1. And looking to continue this tournament run, but of course standing in their way, Elitan and Ruined Experience. Both of these teams took it to 3 in the first rounds, I believe. So this will be a very
both of them had some very interesting matches in the first round.
This will be hard fought, but I think one of these teams is going to turn out to be more coordinated and better than the other. I actually can't call who it's going to be, and we have a double Celestial Sphere Redemption Staff matchup.
Okay.
I think this is our first Holy versus Holy.
Yeah, first one we've seen today. I do enjoy the Holy meta currently.
Yeah, Taz has said it. That Durenton is potentially the best of the Holies right there, with Forsaken definitely not far behind. But it's Barak taking the early pressure. Great geyser. He steps very quick reactions. Done. He gets out of that area of decay. Is he going to survive? One more tick's going to kill him. They're looking for the interrupt. No, there's the save.
He survived. Wow, I thought for sure the Relicer was going to get him.
What's interesting, though, is Durenton had to blink to save him. Not because of range, but to avoid the interrupts. Like, he knew that the tank had his timings and was waiting for the interrupt. And, of course, those auto attacks. The tanks, as well, are playing the first passive, the stun passive. Every 5th auto attack is a mini stun, which is very annoying for a Holy Healer, actually. So they got pushed right back, but they didn't lose any kills. They didn't lose any caps. Durenton just manages not to get slapped there. There goes the Celestial Sphere, Durenton and Marwen. But Marwen, oh, what a timing. He gets flicked out while the Sphere's on Durenton, which means it doesn't go with him. Ruined Experience, however, in a lot of trouble in the swap. Whiffs his W. There's the Celestial Sphere, though, into the Judy. Forsaken just chilling behind that pillar, trying to get a bit of line of sight as well. Ruined, he's in trouble, but it could be Marwan going to drop. Durenton saves him once again. Celestial Sphere going to go down into the Judy. Ruined Experience getting caught. Imagini, though, dips the fight and looks for the cap. And that's probably a good given play. No, because it's given blue so much momentum here.
I don't know. I think red can hold here.
If your curse is capping, that means all of his stacks are going to drop.
Yeah, that's going to happen, but they can get back in this. They didn't lose a whole lot of momentum here, Lewpac. Oh, I say that, and then Ruined Experience gets pounded.
He's on fire.
Down.
He is badly on fire. He needs a
trouble.
Guardian
that
right
really
then.
went poorly. It's like the internet heard me talk and said, let's make this go poorly.
This next meatball is going to be crucial. Reichler needs to prep for it because they know it's coming in about 10 seconds. The Qs are raining down and they're going to find him.
He doesn't even get out.
And the problem is yeah, like it didn't look like much, but all of the curse stacks dropped while he was trying to cap.
But they traded for Barak.
They do find that kill. Very, very nice. Eye engage. Just looks for the reset. Area of Decay, guys. A combo. Gets the pressure. Oh, that's a spicy meatball. Marwan gets the Guardian off, though. Elitan, he is taking a beating here. The Celestial Sphere comes down, but it's healer on healer. 4 stacks going out onto Elitan. They're looking for Eye engage. He gets the sphere out, though.
Nice sphere.
And there's the sphere into powerful. The Guardian helm. Elitan is starting to run very, very low on energy due to this stun passive. They're looking for maybe Ruin. Engage throws the poison, but they don't follow it up right now. And now I Engage getting pummeled with the Qs. The Unpierce comes out. Celestial Spheres once again. Meatball. It's going to come down to who can interrupt the most generous heals, I think, just to keep that general momentum going. But a defensive duty and still no cap. 4 minutes nearly passed in this match and still no center cap. It's 1-1 on caps, 1-1 on kills. And neither of these teams wants to give it up right now. Ruined Experience. That was a beautiful 3-man stun from Keeper there. Ruined Experience in big trouble. Again, Celestial Sphere coming to the rescue. Tutuka drops low. There's the combo. Relica's going to get the combo. And Durenton goes down in a quick 1-2. And this time, they will be retreating. Team will be going back as LGB team. We're going to surge them to the 10, grabbing at least the 2 cap. They missed the timing, though. Maybe could have got a 10 there if they'd have been quicker on the caps. I Engage. Marwan's down in front of 10. I Engage doesn't want to let this cap go, though. He's thinking about it, but what can he really do? I know the respawns are quick, but they're not that quick. And if he dies for this...
Not. Yeah, he's going to die.
If he dies for this, it's...
he gets out. He's out. He's out. Oh, that was actually kind of close. Closer than it should have been.
And there's the heals.
This puts these guys into a very, very awkward position, and it makes that red play look pretty good.
Durenton. Hang on. Yeah, Durenton is using Holy Flash, by the way.
Yeah.
He's using the AoE heal.
I like it.
Interestingly.
I think it's very good.
I don't know about that, honestly. Like, it's got a better cast point, but it's really not the same output as the Generous Heal. Are they all using Holy Flash now? Is that the go-to? It is. Forsaken's using it as well.
Yeah, I use it.
I actually thought Generous Heal was still the go-to, but there you go. Shows what I know. There's the Q. There's the Celestial Sphere coming down. Oh, lovely 3-man tackle from my Engage. There's no Sphere as well. The Sphere was just used by Red. There's definitely room to move here, but Durenton is getting pummeled in the back. That meatball, it just clips the pillar. Doesn't go down the stairs for the collateral damage. Imagini, another great stun onto the clothies. Imagini caught in no man's land, but Barak counter stun comes out, and Keeper actually has to geyser him to safety as the pressure is rolling. Qs spamming on the choke from Ruin. He is not missing right now. That's a nice meatball geyser combo. Can't dodge it if you are knocked up. Both teams playing their minds out right now, but this 3 cap is the difference maker. That one fight win into the 3 cap is all that's going to separate these teams right now, and it's so close. Any misstep is going to be punished. That double stack from Elitan and Ruined Experience gives them a lot of damage taken, but they're just able to constantly keep pressure on Durenton and stop him free healing. Finally, Blue team, they find something. Reichler's forced to blink defensively. Immediately swap back. One more Q. Saves come down from Forsaken again. Another Celestial Sphere. The aggro sphere goes out as well. Plus, that is an aggro Judy if I've ever seen one. Blue wants this, but Tutuka resists pot. He rolls the Q that will kill him, but it only buys him a second or two. It looked like team was going to find something. The LGB team once again come out on top. Reichler's maybe on the board for a trade, but the heals to stabilize, and all of a sudden it's going to be peeling back, and another 20 tick Shozen.
This is really going in favor of the red team. Since they made that call to pull back, they did lose themselves one death, but that's all they've lost. So overall, that play has worked out very, very good for them.
Yeah, they're going to hold on to this 3 cap. They're going to play around this choke. Engage, he's got his team back, but Barak's not even healed properly yet. The sphere had to be used very, very early in the fight, giving a bit of opportunity to Red. Imagini is playing right in their face, though, and not getting punished for it. Finally, He does overstay his welcome and decides to evasive jump back up the choke. I engage in Barak looking to push, but they can't really get anything done. The peel is so good from LGB team here right now. They are not taking any unnecessary damage. Ruin pops the resist as soon as he gets flicked there, lands, rides it out, rolls to safety. And they are just holding formation. They're moving as a unit. And they're just playing really, really solid Crystal League right now. There's the flick onto Tutuka. There's the combo with the stun, the fire wave, the Mortal Agony. But the Guardian's going to remove those pesky, pesky burns. Area of Decay. The curse damage comes out. Celestial Sphere keeps Tutuka for now. Imagini pops the Cleric, trying to survive. Fire wave comes through for Barak. Tutuka still in damage on the choke. Mortal Agony goes through. They flick him and they find the kill.
Oh, no.
Tutuka is going to go down again. LGB team. They Reichler every time. Reichler's a potential trade, but he immediately goes to safety. Barak into the meatball. Marwan, Area of Decay meatball combo. I engage is going to die there.
No.
It's 3-0. Another 20 in game number 1 is going to go to the LGB
Lewpac.
team, I think.
Every season, every CLC, I'm like, this is the one for Duranton's team. This is the one.
I know he's gone through as many lineups as he has roles.
This is his 4th lineup, I believe.
And he's always here. He's always here, and he's such a good player. But
so good, yeah.
I mean, this is only game number 1, and this is still the winners bracket. It's not like they're even out if they do lose this. But this is a good test, and this is a good sort of indicator of where they're at comparison to the other top teams here. We've already said goodbye to a couple. They're looking for the Forsaken full monkey dive. They go for the flick. He still has his look at Forsaken though. He just doesn't care. He's like, I've still got my Cleric. I've still got my roll. You can't interrupt my Celestial Sphere. Like, he's just chilling. He, like, no panic whatsoever. Right now, though, he has no boots. He's got no boots and no Cleric, so maybe he wants to start panicking as Barak goes for the flick. They're going to find Tutuka, but the trade they will take will be Forsaken. Forsaken just trying to run. He's trying to dodge these hits. Couple more will do it, but Celestial Sphere once again, the point blank. Holy Orb and Marwan maybe drops there. That's a huge pole hammer on the choke. Or whole team stunned, and it's the Renton that is in danger of falling. And there it is, a very, very convincing game 1. 10-1 in kills for the LGB team. That was as we say in the business,
rough,
nasty.
one-sided. Yeah, that's a one-sided affair there. Lewpac. That was absolutely brutal.
Let's not dwell on it though. Yeah,
we have to get over to this next match because this one is well on its way. Cargera is already up 132-55 on his opponents, and they're really putting the hurt on here.
Look at the comp. One-hand arcane, staff of balance with the Guardian helm, not the tenacity.
That's
but he is
completely different.
He's using rotten ground as well. The cultist sandals. It's the Royal Jacket mid-range arcane that we saw before. This is a full frustration and momentum comp. The Astral Aegis as well for Carve. Well, I mean, this is going to be nasty for a Holy. Like, there is so much anti-heal and purge. Like, Onion has had to put on a robe of purity just to try and keep Cargera at bay. But one thing we've seen time and time again is Cargera with these Mystic Rocks just floating on the edge of a robe of purity because he's faster than you. You're slowed in the rocks and you can't hit him if he's just kiting you. And
you can just go after
these guys have deployed one of their pocket picks, and it looks like, I mean, we haven't seen the whole match. I'll be very interested to see game 2, but it looks like they're destroying one of our best teams. Onion has been forced off of his nature as well.
Spazia and the boys.
Onion, one of our best nature healers, has put away his druid staff for this match. So obviously it was
he can see why.
He was just getting no value from his big heals through the anti-heal, and it was just too much silence and annoyance for his hots as well. Does get the bop this time onto Cargera, but Grafis is going to find
Spazia.
Fatality. Look, he rolls, but he doesn't even get away from Cargera on foot.
Fatality is going to go as well. This is just absolutely brutal. Pulling it out of nowhere. Unexpected.
And they can purge every cleric. They can purge every single cleric and guardian with that one-hand arcane, and that's just it. That's game 1 for them.
That's just absolutely just a dominating win right there. And I do have an update, Lewpac. The match 11 will actually be happening tomorrow. We're going to move that one to tomorrow, so we're only going to have 4 rounds of matches today. So if you would like to do the next one with Tazzik,
certainly.
you up for that?
Okay. Yeah, certainly. That's all good. And obviously, you can join me for the after party after. We're going to be doing some music with a live DJ set from my other life outside of casting Albion Online.
Oh, we love that.
So there'll be a bit of music for afterwards if you want to come and join the party.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, this one, unfortunately, for these guys, it just went very one-sided in favor of
It's only game one, though. And the thing is,
yeah,
with a comp like, but you get caught out with a comp like this,
True.
right?
Yeah, you got to figure out what you need to do.
Now they get to sit between the matches and discuss. And that's important. Like at this point, I wouldn't have even come out from the 10, right? Yeah. With 8 points to 1-3-1, I'm gonna sit 10 and I'm gonna even use those minute or two to start the conversation, because you're not gonna have an hour, right? You're not gonna even have half an hour.
No, you got
right. So 20 minutes. Every minute that you've got to talk about this, they won't even get 20. I don't think.
No,
they'll probably be back in 15
yeah,
tops.
Probably 15 minutes. You're right.
They do find a kill onto Carve, but again, too little, too late, isn't it? Shekri, he's trying to kite away. Look at those Mystic Rocks. How can they keep up with Shekri? Look at the slow. Like Adios has to run for it. Onion looks for a cat, but Cargera's already there, and it's going to be too late. And that is
brutal.
That is how you get frustrated to death, right? It was only it was only 7 to 5.
It was 7 to 5.
But it was 130.
So one-sided. These guys are so good at drawing out a fight, better than anybody else I've ever seen. That when they have that 3 cap, it doesn't matter what you pull off. It doesn't matter what you do. They're going to fight to hold on to it, and it's not going to put them into a detrimental position. And when other teams do it, when other teams try to play like that, they end up getting it turned.
But that is a comp designed to bleed you out like that. And the arcane does respectable damage, but that is a get on top and never lose comp. Just hold your ground. I really like the lineup, but also let's talk about that one-hand arcane, because we saw mid-range arcane with leather very popular for a while. We even saw some arcane tanks, and that one-hand arcane, it opens up so much, right? Because you've got a suddenly with a royal jacket, you've got a very low cooldown AoE purge, right? AoE guardian helm shields purged, cleric robes purged, Limhurst's Martlock capes purged, right? You have got so many.
It opens up a lot of kill potentials. Yeah.
I think about the cooldowns, right? Guardian helms 1 minute, Martlocks, Limhurst's like 2 minutes, right? Minus CDR obviously on top. Purging those is just killer. Like it's so strong, and you've constantly got those little silences as well. That little AoE silence. Playing the mimic build, so he gets double silences. It's still a very strong weapon.
But you have to give up a DPS for it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're constantly magic shocking a fire, they're giving up a DPS as well.
Bro, because really hurting
he's not casting a lot if he's constantly magic shocked. I'm also thinking what you can mimic, because we did see. Do you remember when we saw like if they run out of energy, they can mimic the glaives and take deflecting spin, which allows them to regain energy or tank up if they're taking pressure. Like again, it's such a great skill ceiling weapon, because mimicking the mimic ability gives you a different ability depending on what you mimic. If you mimic yourself, you get a second copy of Magic Shock. Mimic the glaive, you get deflecting spin, and then it's different for everything. It also allows them to mimic a nature and get protection of nature as a clutch, which doesn't give you healing sickness because it doesn't directly heal.
Right.
It amps healing and gives resistances, but it doesn't directly heal, so there isn't a healing sickness issue.
Not a bad deal.
It's a very, very interesting weapon. I still think, like, for me, I would like the ability to stay mimicked until you choose to remove it.
Right. That's what I would like to see too.
The big downside is you only get one use.
Yeah, you have to keep grabbing it.
In the heat of a battle, targeting the same guy over and over again. So I think you should like keep it for a minute, maybe be too OP. Just keep it for a minute or something. Like, but it's a really cool ability, and I love seeing Just something completely
you could put
unorthodox.
the mimic spell, like the ability to mimic on a cooldown, so that itself to change it as a separate cooldown, like put it on a long cooldown, like a 2-minute cooldown, and then you'd be stuck with whatever spell you mimicked until your cooldown goes off. That would be interesting.
So I engage and the boys trying to avoid the lower bracket for team. LGB team though looked very, very strong. They're gonna have to put in some work here if they want to see a guaranteed day number 2. Remember, it's not over. If they go down, they still have a losers bracket best of 3, and you can come from the losers bracket and you can win the entire tournament.
Yeah, but if you're coming from behind in the losers bracket, you're gonna have to beat the winner of the winners bracket twice.
Yeah, but crazier things have happened.
It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be interesting.
Honest.
Yeah. Oh, we have seen some crazy shit here in Albion.
I mean, we saw that 5-game epic with Derek and Scuzz, Cargera, Chekri, and Boda. What a lineup that was against the Eric Ware team, a tank who doesn't even use a microphone. I wonder what he's up to. We haven't seen him for a few seasons now.
Oh, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Right, waiting on this match is due to start in a minute. Then they've got. I don't think necessarily they may need to make any big comp changes here for team. It was almost a mirror match. I just felt they got outplayed though.
Mm-hmm.
I felt the wildfire was hitting the better targets for LGB team. We'll see if they make any adjustments. But again, as we were saying, me and Tazzik before, you do have these pocket strats, and you're 1 game away from elimination.
Got to pull something
out. It's probably the time to try it, isn't it? If there was ever a time to try maybe not your double bladed.
Oh, come on now, like that's.
Nah, I'm not gonna meme. We did see a bedrock once in CLC. Do you remember that?
Same guys, yeah. Durant
a bit of a meme. So here we go. Game number 2. LGB team 1 match away from making day 2. It's going to be back-to-back wins, though, for team if they want to stay in the winners bracket. Otherwise, they'll be down to the elimination matches where it's, down in the losers bracket, down in the pits. It's a scrap for survival where anything goes. No major surprises. It's going to be a double holy matchup. Both running the wildfire curse glaive. The only difference is the hammer and the pole hammer. We'll see how it plays up. Nothing spicy in the opener either, Shozen. Just a casual 4-1 split. I want to see some 3-1-1s as well, especially when you're up against it. Reichler.
Come on.
Reichler. Actually, the Arcane. We're talking about the Arcane here. The Arcane is a 3-1-1 specialist. Because you can run shield if you need to and just tank up and interrupt for quite a long time on your own. Reichler took a lot of pressure early on, but they've rode it out on Tutuka, who in game number 1 was definitely the focus target, interestingly, as Marwan in this match, he's actually running a cleric. We've seen these fires today with the druid robe.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them running the royal robe. We've seen all these aggressive choices. So when you go on the cleric robe, it kind of shows a bit of fear, in my opinion. Ruined Experience is up there still on his druid robe, pumping the damage. And Marwan switches to cleric, and they're like, all right, well, we'll just go for the other guy then. We'll just murder everyone else. They didn't really touch Marwan at all. And the problem is if Marwan is free casting and his opposite number, Ruined Experience, is free casting, the guy with the druid robe is going to win the fight because he does more damage. Disaster, though, in this opener. Once again.
Yeah, this is going rough for team. The number 1 seeded team on the verge of elimination here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are. They are the number 1 seeds as well, aren't they? I forget that concept. Well, they're not elimination.
Yeah, getting sent down to the losers bracket. My bad. I shouldn't have said elimination.
Elitan gets a nice stun onto I engage. Just trying to protect this 3-cap early on. He comes through with a stun. Doesn't quite get both, though. And here we see, as soon as you see that druid robe popped by Ruined, you either need to deal with it or you need to peel back. You can't just sit there and allow him to pump with that druid robe, especially that meatball is absolutely brutal. Nice control in the back. He could get a big 3-man clothy stun here, which is exactly what you need to set it up, but he misses the timing. Goes in, gets the stun, doesn't get ruined this time. They're going to flick him, though, into the area of decay. Offensively used. Nice play from Magini. He's Mortal Agony as well. They are jabbing him, but there goes the Guardian Helm. They turn their attentions to Reichler in their backline. Elitan is low as well. Team. Seed number 1. Finding some space. Getting clumps on the choke. The Guardian Helms. I don't think there's any more Guardian Helms, and Reichler's in a horrible spot. He goes to the wall. Forsaken can heal him up the wall, but look at that area of decay. A full area of decay channel.
Nice
He's still alive, but now the Celestial Sphere.
How is he still alive?
There was no Guardian. They needed a Mortal Agony. They needed something just to push that over the edge, and actually... going to be a dip out from Marwan. He goes to Cap to stop the bleed, and I think that was the right decision there.
I think you're right, especially if they get this turn on Imagini.
Massive combo, but insta Guardian. You
well done.
You get the poison though. They've still got a lot left in the tank.
They got the Celestial Orb.
They hit him with the poison, the Thetford, a couple of Qs. It was really nice actually. The follow up onto Imagini. His Cleric is now gone as well, so they know Imagini is quite weak on the defensives. They're pushing forward. They're going to get them on this choke again. 2-man stun. Ruined experience. Horrible spot for him. Guys it up. He's on fire. Is there a Guardian Helm to save him? He needs a helm. The Martlock is going to proc. The Martlock procs and he's going to survive. No purge available. Air of Decay goes down on the choke. And these guys, LGB team, they're happy to kite back. They've got the caps. Elite
he needs to watch this.
Marwan's looking for it.
There goes Elite and gets in there. Very nicely done. They need to turn and make them pay on this.
He committed his boots to the run-in, and as you say, he doesn't have tackle to get himself out. He commits the boots. You've really got to punish him here. Although they're looking for Imagini. Imagini once again gets the Cleric. There's the nice tackle, but the cleanse gets both of them. It's good to stun them and control them when they're stacked, but the downside is when they're stacked, the cleanse hits everybody. It's a double-edged sword, so to speak. Barak gets caught. Area of Decay. Nice geyser from Engage to get him out of trouble. And there's the sphere.
Very nicely done.
Celestial Spheres plus Judy's, plus all these Guardian Helms are leading to some very long fights.
Yeah, so much health.
Yeah, the effective health pool of these guys is huge now.
It's Metamoose all over again.
It's not as bad as Metamoose, but it's pretty long. But it definitely favors getting hold of the caps as early as possible.
Absolutely, and then just riding them out. And right now, that's what's going on here, Lewpac, is just a slow ride by the red team, just working through these guys one clip at a time, and it's really kind of just going in favor of LGB team over time here.
Right, because those very low Imagini. Surely they get him this time. He lands on the meatball. He burns
there he goes. Finally, they get themselves a kill for team here.
They need more, though.
They do.
They need at least one more to make sure
and there's
this
ruined experience.
Now they can look for Forsaken. Oh, instant poison.
Instant trouble.
They do block his Cleric, but I don't know what he's got. He might have a roll in a second. I don't know. He's going to get stunned.
I don't think he's got anything.
Doesn't have a cleanse. Iron Breaker. And they're chaining the kills now.
No. Yeah, that's
rough. Elitan might play for the 10 seconds here. I don't know. I think you just give it up, honestly, because there's 4 of them in your face. He actually might die here. Because we did say that he doesn't have the tackle. He doesn't have that extra mobility.
Nice play by the red team going back down the south on the way out, snagging the bottom cap.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah. I mean, all of that fight, and they're not that far ahead.
No,
this could be an absolute scrap right now. But I engaged in his boys. Team 4-2 on the kills, trailing on the points, but they have the caps. And these long fights with no deaths will always favor the team with the caps. Oh, it's a 4-man tackle. The guys are not going to be there. The Judy was there, so they didn't want to commit too much offensively to that. The Tuka in a bit of trouble. Mortal Agony goes out. So does the Guardian. So does the Celestial Sphere. Celestial Sphere and Dark Matter both bouncing around, but oh, nice. Couple of little extra bonus bounces to the front line. Very pleased with that Sphere, old Durenton. Here comes the enemy's one. As Reichler and Elitan going to surge forward. They're going to tackle them just to keep the pressure off. Tuka doesn't have defensives now, but he's playing around the pillar. He's not giving Reichler a flick angle. He knows that he hasn't got anything, so he's just kiting his best. Ruined experience, burning out. There goes the Guardian to save him. Barak goes low, but he's inside the Judy and going to get healed up very, very quick. The Sphere goes out to the front line. Forsaken maybe should have kept something for himself as iEngage comes forward. Barak looking for the hook angle. He's waiting for the stun to set it up. Is he going to hook or is he going to go straight for Imagini to get the flick? The Cleric's gone off. Imagini, does he have boots available?
Yep.
Stun goes out. Great defensive stun from Elitan to save the pressure there. Poison onto Reichler. Reichler's going to flick Tutuka. Tutuka has boots available again. The counter poison goes out. Reichler dropping very low. The poison, the fire as well. He's going to burn, but there's another sphere.
Yeah,
Ruined
so
experience.
good.
They can't sit on this choke, though. This is a nasty choke to get bullied in right now.
Reliker once again back up over the top there, and a lot of trouble there when he gets up over the top against the wall. I don't know if that's angle, nice total dodge of the meatball. Nobody got hit in that choke, and that's actually going to give an opening to the red team to get up this choke.
iEngage with his stunning strike passive as well. Look at his energy. Like he is fully reliant on this royal armor of Barak to keep him fighting here, and I don't think
okay so far.
I think Elitan is playing energetic, so he just has better value when he autos. Relic is pretty low as well. Nice Guardian. Again, just holding this choke, holding the 2. They haven't had the opportunity to grab the 3, but if they can find 1 kill, they only need about 10 seconds. They will grab that 3 if it is presented. But look at that healing. Offensive duty on the choke. Celestial Sphere. Nobody is going down. I feel like this fight has gone on for about 4 minutes, which means 4 rotational points, and Ruined Experience is dipping north. Barak sees him, but he might be too late here. I don't know how early he left. Forsaken moves north to scout it. He's going to get the interrupt. The Renton is in a weird spot, and this chaos has actually really benefited LGB team. Ruined actually is forced to rotate back because Barak reacted, but at the same time, they've breached that choke, which they were really struggling with. And they've got some space to work with now, as well as pressure going forward, Shozen.
Yeah, they are. They finally created some space for themselves here. But they've got to make a close here, Lewpac. They have to turn this, get the kill. Tutuka's open and available. Or was.
Imagini missed his... Ruined Experience was burning hard there.
Yeah.
Imagini missed his Guardian onto Ruined Experience. He was full health and not under pressure, so he didn't actually care. But Ruin now doesn't have a Martlock. Doesn't have a res, but they're going to find Tutuka.
And there's the kill. So Red's got an opportunity.
3. And there's no one on red that's low.
As well.
Nobody is low.
as well. There's two options available for red. I think Marwan is the lucky pick today.
There's a sphere, it'll be okay though.
There was, yeah.
And Ruined rolled for this. He rolled in to try and get that.
And they do get Marwan. Got out in trouble. Barak as well is in trouble here, but they're going to keep this one going for that 10 tick. Bullying once again, staying in a bad position just to keep the ticks going in their favor. Durenton in big trouble over there. Gets snagged, gets pulled. Does he have enough? Even with the orbs in his favor.
He's going to be okay.
Finally,
and iEngage. Look, he's just dipping. He's going to dip back up again with this refreshing sprint, and he's just going to pop. No cap for you, sir. And they can just do this. Like every time Imagini does this, he gives them the 4v4, which means they're buying time for their 5th to come back. And actually, he's going to do a lot of damage to Imagini. Imagini's separated from his healer. He's going to kite iEngage, which is very strange, but... Oh, they got back out to now Imagini's against Marwan and iEngage. He could be in huge trouble here. They bait the cleric. They stun him. They meatball him.
Nice.
What a takedown and what a combo.
Meanwhile, Lewpac, on the other side, we have a massive comeback underway as it looks like Looking for Cicada has taken control of this one, and they're starting to bleed points away from Cargera, and the one and only Fit was very in favor of Cargera's team, well over 120 points. Now it is 75 to 94 in favor of Cargera's team, but the 3 caps are for Looking for Cicada.
Nice. Well, hopefully might get a look at this one, but that one, but this one's almost gone 15 minutes.
This is just
approaching
wild.
very rapidly.
So close, just awesome back and forth.
Tutuka got taken out again, but they'd already got the trade kill and the 3 cap. So Team are going to take that all day of the week, and they're deploying some really, really nice strategy here and keeping the pressure. Relica, Poison, 4-stack, and Dark Matter. So much damage going out there. He pops his Royal Armor, not really getting much drain off on, apart from maybe on Barak, but no value from it. And here comes the surge forward. Team, it's 4v5 as they are going for that 3rd cap. Imagini is going to get it. iEngage doesn't try and contest because he knows 100% he won't reach. I like that. He doesn't burn cooldowns to something he knows he can't get. Ruined experience gets flicked. He's going to roll back to safety. I engage. Tackle on the choke as they look to play the high ground. Remember, team need to win 2 in a row here. This is a winner bracket match, so no one gets eliminated, but the safety net of going through here is so good. You're guaranteed a prize.
Just took the lead, Lewpac. It's 74-75.
Oh my goodness. Well, this winning your winners bracket one. This guarantees day 2 and guarantees a top 4, which means a prize.
Absolutely.
So this is a very, very important match for both of these teams, especially if you're looking to win, especially if you're looking to make a statement. Relica, pull back, blinks out. It's going to get started. Oh, he is hitting the 3-mans every time. I mean, Elitan is doing great with the pole hammer, which in my opinion is a much more difficult weapon to use than the Great Hammer. But I Engage is lining up the big ones here, and they are slowly getting these 10s, aren't they? They are
just slowly grinding it out after that comeback. Very well done by these guys.
Really disciplined, you know, not like completely going madman mode to try and get the 3. Just play a solid game. Don't give them the space to recover. Don't give them the kills. That's a triple clothy. A triple clothy stun is huge there for momentum. Push them back into this choke, and then you get some real pressure out. Relic is in a horrible spot. He blinks. More laggily jabbed. Guardian Helm. It's not going to be enough. The burn. He's in the area of decay. Oh my goodness. The healing comes down. Imagini got the Guardian. Forsaken throws everything, and I Engage. No! He's tunnel visioned. And just when we said about their discipline, it all falls apart. They're going to actually drop a little bit. Barak's being driven up the choke. Elitan's in a bit of trouble, but it should be fine. They're going to find Barak. That's 2. They're still 2 capped. And they recover. They need to grab this cap as soon as possible. I think Ruined is going to go back.
On the other side, Cargera and the boys recapped. They have all 3. It's now 50-44. 3 caps in favor of Cargera. 50 points to Cargera.
Elitan finds 2-2 because they're chaining the deaths. I Engage is trying to grab this top.
Oh, this is a dirty play.
This is a victory.
Play. What?
Imagini. You should think about what happened last time you went toe-to-toe with this man.
Yeah, just remember.
The backup arrived.
Oh, God.
This time, Imagini's got
this is not
4 stack on him immediately.
Yeah,
hits him
in
with
trouble.
One.
He's got to get out of that.
Look at that damage. Like, gets the tank to play. Marwan, they bullied Marwan. They slow killed him. They're going to grab the cap on the 20.
Are they going to hold the cap?
They might save the 20.
No, it's going. They have to stop it. I Engage. He stops it. What a play. Mad lads right there.
No, it's not
he's
worth
gonna
it.
die
It's not worth to die for, though.
No,
Oh, nasty wounds. They've got nasty wounds.
Not worth. Well,
there was a switch up then.
They're going to lose this cap now and is going the other way.
Yeah. And 44-25. Oh, the winners bracket.
Wow. Meanwhile, Lewpac
team.
It's 24-34 in favor of the only fit.
Oh my goodness, these matches.
This is so tight.
These matches are wild, Chosen. What a day 1 we are having in terms of the game.
Great.
The competitiveness is bonkers right now. There's a nice stun.
Oh, wow. Cargera apparently held the caps by himself as 2 members fell around him. Held the 3 caps, keeping his team in control.
Team take huge pressure on this choke as they try and breach. Barak and I Engage. They're trying to lead their boys forward. Forsaken gets that sphere onto the front line. The stacks are going. Imagini's taking some pressure. There's the Geyser. I Engage, though. He doesn't want to suicide this time. It's a 3 cap against. They do have, in theory, an extra minute, but 1 kill is always a potential. If they can get 1 kill and take control, they just win the match right here. And I feel that they just need to all in. There's the combo, the flick, the Geyser, everything onto Ruin, but they save him again. The Guardian Helm this time they're not going to miss that Guardian Helm, and he is going to survive. Meanwhile, the Celestial Sphere onto Team into the Judy means they can push. But Marwan goes down, and that puts them below the crucial 20-point mark, which means in 10 seconds, they are going to be going down to the lower bracket. LGB team are going to get a top 4 guaranteed finish in the CLC. Wow. Team will have to fight for survival very, very shortly. as some lower bracket winners will await them. What a banger. And I thought they were on the verge of coming back. Despite being behind on kills, they were grinding it, as you said, Shozen. 10 points at a time, grinding the comeback. But it wasn't to be. They just lacked their discipline right at the end. And in the meantime, it looks like in our other match also ended 2-0.
Yeah, it did.
As Cargera and the boys from the one and only Fit.
Very impressive turnaround on that one.
They grabbed a close match. They lost on kills as well.
Lost on kills, but turned it around at the end. Made some great cap plays. Cargera made an incredible play. They even ended up losing a cap towards the end, but turned it around and, pulled out the win.
And Cargera goes to collect the spoils of victory, a.k.a. all of the loot on the floor. Those 8-3 pieces on the floor. Like this is Arch players must salivate when they watch this match to see all of this 8-3 unlooted on bodies for 15 minutes. They must their keyboards must get ruined from the sheer salivation at the prospect.
Just think of what shape their teeth are in after all that grinding. I mean, just
wow. Well, that round was a 2-0-2-0 sweep.
Yeah, that changed. Well, I mean, they were close. It might have been a sweep, but those were some close matches. It was definitely competitive across the board. We've had some incredible matches today. I'm looking forward to what comes up next. And Tazzik should be joining us shortly. He's going to join you for the final matches.
We also know what our winners bracket final is now. Our winners bracket final tomorrow is going to be LGB team versus the one and only Fit. And I think these guys might need a few minutes to re-gear. We'll just have to wait and hear from the admin team. Bogul, if you could let us know. And we'll bring back Mr. Tazzik if he's here. He was probably hoping for some best of three so he could get some food.
No, I was watching that Cargera match. That was insane.
I don't know. I really wish I'd seen these like crazy caps. So there was crazy caps in both. Did you see the play in the I Engage match?
Yeah,
where I Engage got
chased
by the curse. No, he got chased by the curse towards the bot cap just as Marwan finished capping, and then they tag teamed him before he could get back to his team.
It's insane.
It was some nasty stuff. He loves fighting for these off caps, Mr. Keeper.
I'm assuming this image I was sent is his ping, but just so people know as well, the whole time they were fighting, I think Carbon was lagging a lot. He had like 2K, 4K ping. So for them to win with that pings, at one point, I think Robin and me were both watching. He DC'd and he just died.
No.
So like he stood still in a spot that I would assume he would not stand still. And I thought he got stunned or something. I didn't notice. Turns out he DC'd. So that
I'm
sucks for him.
actually gutted we didn't see that match, or it didn't go to a group 3.
Yeah, it would have been insane. Honestly, the match 2 was so close. Like the opponents almost came back and beat Cargera, and then Cargera's team died. I think 3 of them died, and he went around and just held the middle, held the bot, and he gave up top, but they still got the 10 tick. And he lived doing that. It was insane.
All right, well let's get we'll get an update on the brackets then, as the winner bracket final could be one of our first matches tomorrow. Now though, to conclude this evening's entertainment, we've got the losers round 2. So the guys that just went down, looking for Sakata versus Not Decided, and Team versus We Are Bad, Please Help.
The next match will be up in about 3 minutes.
Oh wow!
So
and two of these teams,
Not Decided versus Sakata. Looking
two
for
of these
Sakata.
teams go home. We're going to say goodbye to half of our teams today, which is a brutal for day 1, but guaranteed top 4s and guaranteed prizes. More importantly, it's kind of harsh, isn't it? Really, like if you finish outside of top 4,
we're taking 5 teams tomorrow. So we're taking 5 teams in tomorrow, Lewpac, because we have the very final matches of the losers bracket. Yeah.
We only have 4.
Match 11 is actually on tomorrow. Now we moved it.
Yeah, we moved it.
Yeah, but there's still only 4 though, because match 11 is the loser of the winners bracket coming down. So there's an upper bracket final and a lower bracket final. But there will only be 4 teams. We've already said goodbye to 2 teams, and we've got 2 loser bracket matches now. We say goodbye to 2 more teams. That's how double elimination works.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
And if you finish
We'll
outside the
have 4
top
teams tomorrow.
top 4,
Yep.
have you seen the OG Charlie and the Chocolate
No, we'll have
Factory
5.
film?
We'll have 5 tomorrow because we'll have the 2 teams from these brackets who just went on. So we have the winner of match 7 and the winner of match 8 who will be in match 12, and we'll have the winner of match 9 versus the winner of match 10, which are the 2 matches we're watching right now. We'll have that tomorrow as well. So that'll be 5 teams. Yeah.
No, because one of those gets filled by a winner.
No, you're right. You're right. Actually, no, we're gonna. Okay. So one of the teams. So one of the 4 teams tomorrow gets eliminated right away, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And like, so in the words of Willy Wonka from the OG Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, if you finish outside the top 4, you get nothing. You get.
Well, I think only one guy gets something in that movie there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I mean, you lose so much, right? For even trying to get to the top 4, if you don't make it, it hurts, dude. It definitely hurts the bank.
Yeah. So the losers of our first match tomorrow will finish 4th. Then the losers of the loser bracket final will finish 3rd, and then obviously we will have a grand final. But again, so the guys that went through can't finish worse than top 3 now. The Cargera team can't finish worse than top 3. The other ones, I've just lost the name here. LGB team can't finish lower than top 3. So once again, the Cargera team has never finished lower than 3rd. And it happened.
Go figure.
Happened again. They just pull it out. Were they playing the Arcane again in the second match?
No, they brought out heavy crossbow again. And
so
they did a little bit of a
This is the
mix-up.
thing. You have to prepare for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they stomp with something and then don't use it again.
Well, because they
know.
want it for a reason. They brought it out for that one team.
And they
I
also
think they
want
swapped Expo after the enemy team had a comeback. They brought it back to crossbow. They bring stuff around, but Carvenin also is lagging a lot. Yeah, so I think we'll see a lot of different weapons.
Magic Shock's
right?
not great if you're lagging.
If you're DC, yeah, that's great.
Skill shots are not the one. Just give me auto fire. That's why when you fire artillery, you just press W and you just go AFK
just
for
wait,
7 seconds while it channels, and you know that somebody dies if they don't interrupt it. Okay, our first match of these loser bracket eliminations then. Which POV do you want to watch here?
We're
watching
on LF Cicada. We're on Spakcha right now.
Yeah. Spazia.
Spazia, Chuju, whatever his name.
You don't want to pronounce the last
whatever his name is.
Don't pronounce the last half of that name.
Yeah, whatever his name.
I love that the guy is actually called Lasagna Man.
The lasagna.
No, I was cracking up when you guys unraveled the mystery X-Files style in the middle of it. But here we go then. Elimination for one of these teams. Sakata versus Not Decided. Spadja. Very aggressive opening. He was looking for the choke stun. Doesn't find it. And Fatnex just gives him a meatball, mate. Call him Mario because he is getting a spicy Italian right now. The meatball comes in, but he's going to drop his own personal Judy. Some greedy play from both teams, honestly. Just like a one-man meatball, a one-man Judy. They had their own little fight. In the meantime, the momentum is going. Mortal Agony's going to stick. But Aang's not in a position to push it. No, Crazy Badge is dead. I don't know why he went that way, Tazzik.
Yeah, I'm not sure why
Did he just be like, I'm dead, guys, save yourselves? What? I don't even know.
I'm looking here. I think maybe the backline was stunned up and he didn't think he could get healed. I actually no idea.
They'd already been pushed down the choke, but he was never surviving the other way. His only hope was going back.
I don't know.
Wow, Mortal Agony fireball combo. In the meantime, his team has done some pretty good work. They've managed to get Pele, the enemy healer, right into their backline. They land the fire wave after the Guardians have been used. There is a duty to save them for a bit, but his team made up for it with some good counter pressure. The stacks, look at those curse stacks. 4 on Pele, 4 on Aings. He gets pulled back and stacked again. How can he heal through all of this? Finally, the Guardians and the stack drop comes. Mortal Agony goes through. Spad, you need to be careful. They are capable of killing you. They just did it a few seconds ago. The Zanya man coming in hard. Only 2 stacks on him. He's able to play some Albion right now. Fatality forced to pop the Cleric. They drive them onto the choke, but can they start to put the pressure on? Not Decided. just back and forth in really. I think they're happy to just peel with the 2-cap, get a few early points and just not overcommit. Ings, he's going to blink himself to safety. Fatnex, full druid road, but Lasagna Man, they catch him and they kill him. That bridge watch trying to save him, slow the enemy surge, but there's actually quite low HP on a few of them here. They're going to go for Pele. They know if they get Pele, that slows everything down. Defensive meatball, great sphere between Ings and Pele, keeping them alive. The stacks are down, but I think they're going to go back and they need to get caps. The last thing they want is the tank respawn into not having the caps there, Taz.
Yeah, Audio stayed back to get that cap, which kind of sucks because him as a wildfire would have been a really good player to have been up here and actually doing the damage. But it's not like there is a best case scenario because your curse staff wants to be getting the dots as well.
And look at this. They're already starting the fight with a huge HP advantage. Going to look for Onion. That was a really sick pick there. He actually used the Celestial Sphere to cancel the Geyser. That was really good. Can't be Geyser during Celestial Sphere cast time. That was very, very quick play. He anticipated what was coming, but right now, Volnazera, great Geyser to safety. Adios hits the fire wave, but it is immediately countered by the emergency shield. Harpoon for Aings. Aings in no man's land eats a meatball to the face. Point blank on him, and Lasagna Man, there's an orb gonna slide its way through the teammates. Cause a bit of problems there.
Interesting. Both of these wildfire staffs choosing to run Bridgewatch Cape. Both of them. No, it's a lie. I think that Fatnex's Bridgewatch did get value in that last engagement. He put it on the choke against Spacha there.
Yeah.
But the other teams, I don't think got any value. And I think it's hard to get value from.
It's instinct to auto between cooldowns. Oh, unlucky for Spaj there. He got turned on his fire wave by the tackle. Little positioning thing there. When you get hit by like a root or a stun, it can turn you around depending on your mouse pointer. And he actually fire waves the wrong way, which is one of those things you got to watch out for in the stun. Again, like the discipline's not really there with the bridge watch. It's kind of just shooting out. Fatnex going for the most optimistic cap of his life, and Spadget gladly takes a 3-man stun and interrupts the cap. That is the dream there, isn't it?
Both bridge watches just got used, and both of them did 0 in that engagement.
Just play Thetford and throw autos, man.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like you miss out on so much damage if you're not auto weaving.
And what passive are they playing? Because they're probably not playing aggressive caster with the Q3 because it's got like an innate cooldown. And like
Furious is what we're seeing. 5 spell casts
Meeple's got so like you could play the dot. You could play the dot auto. You could play energetic. You don't really need energetic, I guess. But I mean, the auto attack dot is actually not bad.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean, Furious is insane too. If you get the Furious proc on your Q3, that's increased damage, right? That's a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
Or in your meatball, right? It's a lot of damage right there too. Fatnex again rotating back through mid. Not trying to get the cap this time though. And look what just happened. Red team just won mid cap. Red team now has the choke. Blue team's on the other side, and they find a kill onto Adios. Down choke.
Really nice pick, but I think these guys are going to play 4 right now. Like it's only 5 minutes in. They might even get Fatnex. He's having a bit of trouble in the back, but Pele, he pops the cleric just to make sure there's no more interrupts. Lasagna Man living on the edge right now. They're getting greedy, looking for more kills, and there's actually a southwest cap going that Spadge is going to go and take a look at on his own. So we're going to get 2 separate fights. And Fatnex is like, try it. Try it, mate. If he eats like 3 of those and a meatball, he's dead. So goes to the interrupt, but Fatnex isn't capping. Fatnex is trying to hit the Qs. Yeah, he could have.
Yeah, he really should have gotten that.
Oh, lovely tackle from Spadge. And this is that meatball. If that hit Fatnex, holy moly, that would have been good. They immediately Guardian, though. The meatball does force the Guardian if it hits 3. Like, you can't not because that true damage is wild. Like, if it hits 1 person, you can just heal them. But if it hits 3, you've kind of got a Guardian. And that's a 1-minute cooldown versus the 30 of a meatball. But Aings is going to get picked. And this is looking nice. All of a sudden, after a shaky start, Onion and they're looking for Cicada team. They are on a bit of a roll. Not decided. They need to decide on a strategy here. They need to pick a target. They're doing good damage, but they're spreading it, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're not just picking the one target they want to go for, but I mean, they have the caps, right? They just saw Aings actually mount up to run north, so they're immediately running up here to stop him.
Lasagna's trying to stop him.
He actually easily can stop him.
He'll stop him. Yeah, he will stop him if he has a tackle. Spagini. Oh, he jukes the tackle though. And actually now the people, Lasagna, they might get the cap, but Lasagna's going to have to full rotate here. He has to full rotate to safety.
And this is really good for blue.
Like 3 versus 4 up here. I think Adios is just playing interception in mid. And this is going to be really annoying for Pele. Pele's got to heal himself right now and his teammates. And he actually has rolled to safety, leaving Lasagna Man. He is overcooked in the oven. He's gone brown on top. Those fires stuffs.
It's a good fling on Pele into a geyser.
Beautiful combo. Gets the sphere off, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah. That's going to be a reset into, and that whole thing. Where can they go that 20? Yeah, like Adios is already at the top. Like they are really rotating fast. Aings is going to interrupt it though.
Aings should be able to get that. Yeah,
he's able to poke this off, I believe. No,
they got it. Aings didn't even go. Look, he stayed on the. He's looting.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Well, it's 5-2 kills deaths, but I mean 119-26 on the score does say a lot.
Yeah, in the CLC, it's pretty good to have a big advantage like this, and these guys are always going to play into this 3-cap Taz. They're not going to give them any breathing space right now. Pele gets pulled early on. They go for the poison combo. He pops his cleric. There's nothing to purge it, but he hasn't got roll. He hasn't got cleric, and the next combo could be brutal. Like, actually goes for it onto the other 3. Gets a double clothy DPS. There's the roll. Oh, he flicked him the wrong way. Ibem's actually, I don't know if he was trying to get him away from his friends for healing.
He might have been.
I think he just misplayed that. I think he just stepped.
Bit of misplay. But look at the pressure here. Fatnex and Molten's there, both half HP. Pele
yeah, but they're going to be on 6
away.
Points. It's not like you have no chance at 6 points.
Yeah, blue team is just going to run away with this one. I mean, we do have the next match actually already started.
Yeah, we'll jump straight into that as soon as this one concludes. But 6 points. And obviously Pele is a guaranteed loss, but pretty much any death right now is a guaranteed loss because you won't be able to contest any caps. And even no deaths is a loss for them because they need kills. And actually, like at this point, you can't kill 5 people in 30 seconds, right? It just doesn't work that way. And you need 2 caps. 1 cap doesn't keep you alive. And the thing is when you're in this situation, and we see it time and time again, you're forced to play more aggressive than you want to, and you usually end up losing because you're trying to force something instead of just looking for your openings, looking for the defensives. And we actually see them take another 2 8-3 set deaths for the road. The last one you actually get to keep though, because your body goes to the 10. 7-2, very, very convincing after a little hiccup in the opener. Looking for Sakata take a 1-0 lead. Give us a name in our second match then. Where do we want to go?
Yeah, we're on I Engage now. We're watching from Team's perspective against We Are Bad, Please Help. It's 137-79 right now as Durenton and his team are looking for a clean first victory in the best of 3. Hopefully they've got
the 3 cap, but I Engage, he is not a man that's going to let you get these little caps. Yavru on the one-hand crossbow. I like this as well. Though again, it's another thing that you know it's coming and it's going to be a problem. 3 Guardian Helms in a lineup is usually enough to mitigate that damage. The Mistcaller though means he gets his, like, the advantage of playing this over the heavy crossbow is you get to play an offhand, which means he gets everything quicker. He gets his Guardian Helm quicker, he gets his bombs quicker, he gets more Sunders off than a heavy crossbow. Like, spam those auto fires, although I assume he's probably using well prepared. Oh, he eats a nasty meatball.
He both attacked 12 and him ate a meatball, and they both have to walk back. They actually had a lot of pressure until that happened.
Yeah. And this 3 cap, again, nibble 20 points off every single minute. Seb, it's going to get flicked back. The Renton's running for the hills. It's Holy versus Nature as well, which is where this Great Curse just gets so much value, doesn't it?
Yeah, again, some of these comps that don't run the Great Curse really should look at the healing differences on the teams at the end of these matches, right? It's really insane how much just raw healing you negate from a Nature just by having that Great Curse. And
I don't mind running it, though. The crossbow fire, I think, is fine against the Holy.
I think it can work really well.
Against the Holy, I have no problem.
Are insane, too. I think that if you combo it, it's insane.
But the Guardian Helm, the Mortal Agonies, Ryan, he's eating Q3s to the face as well. The Melt Is there? He needs a guardian. He needs a guardian now, or he's just going to burn to death. They're all going to burn to death, Tazzik. This is... I engage is just running. They let him off, though. They turned onto Yav.
There's 4 guys. So
nah, they're all dead. Yeah, they are done. That's going to be 1. Don't think they'll get a second. They've already got the 3 cap.
That. Yeah, they don't find a second, but they did find a team-wide stack on the Druid Cowl. I haven't seen... I'm really enjoying that we're seeing a lot of Druid Cowl plays because it reminds me of pre-season 1. Yeah, you can get so much value from it, but the thing is you don't get that value in the fights, right? If you stack AoE all your people on a Druid Cowl in the middle of a fight, like you used to be able to do years ago, it's over.
But they've doubled the speed that it applies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the ticks are twice as fast.
It's rapid, man.
You only need to like dip in it to get good value because the cooldown's not that long. It's a decent amount of energy, and that so you see there, he just puts it straight down.
It's over 100 energy for just a second dipping in and out, right? It's so much.
When it's 20% of your bar, and like you said, when you get those rotations, if the enemy rotates and you just take a Druid Cowl on the way through, everybody's full energy when you get there, and then you got the Royal Armor on top of that. Basically, your whole team can be, and what it does as well, it's not just about having energy, but it enables your team to be more greedy with their own builds. Because, energy is a focus of pretty much everything except for a Curse Staff, right? The Curse Staff doesn't really have that problems because it's not too expensive and you're always autoing, so you can get those energetic. But even the Curse could maybe choose a different passive if he wanted to spice it up.
Yeah, the dot passive could be really cool to run if you have Druid Cowls going on, right? And especially when you're playing this meta where a lot of people are running Redemption Duty, those fights do last a long time, and so having energy advantage can help out a lot.
Look at that, by the way. Marwan gets taken out in that fight, but they're not giving it up. 4 versus 5, they don't care. They'll just play for that 20. They'll play for the rotation, and they'll close out game number 1 in a very clean fashion. Team, our number 1 seeds, do not want to go out on day number 1. They want to get that top 4 finish tomorrow, and they are looking like they could be getting it right now. Then Spadja and the boys, they are regearing, they are regrouping and getting ready for their game number 2. Do you expect to see many change ups here? Do you expect, I mean
this is the time where you should probably consider maybe bringing out some stuff. Like, neither of these teams need to bring anything out, right? But sure, actually no, surely they need to, because this is an important match.
This is knockout, right? For some of them.
Yeah, this is a knockout. This is a very important match that if you're down and you need something, if you have anything in the tank, you might want to bring it out right now. But the thing is,
you would
I don't
think
know if they have things. I'm not sure what they might have. There are a few things who I know.
If you've got a strat, do it now. And again, the prizes on the table for tomorrow are huge, right? And you're one series away from a prize.
Yeah, anything you can do to get into top 4,
or you can go home
doing.
empty-handed.
You need to be top 4. We have an updated time on the next match. It's going to be in 4 minutes from now.
Yeah, I think they just
we'll be able to
missed
go in for game 2.
Unsurprisingly, needed a few more sets.
Yeah, I'm sure some of these guys are re-gearing and stuff.
1740 pre-squash IP here for these guys.
Seeing a lot of these guys in the same gear sets though, right? Like, these guys aren't dropping that A3 good, the A3 excellent on a few of them, but mostly A3 good right now. Obviously,
A3
the finals,
A3
they might go further.
Badge now. Yeah, you see the A3 masterpiece on the finals probably. Although, like, top 2, the prizes are the prizes are very good for top 2.
Yeah, honestly,
the white tiger or the Saber Tiger Rex are both, dollar signs, the cartoon dollar signs on the eyes, and cha-ching, happy days. I think they're gonna have to do something wild here though, because it was a pretty clinical first game, to be honest.
Yeah, both. I mean, these guys are really gonna have to change something up a lot. As you said, clinical, right? It was textbook win.
Yeah.
So we'll see what changes here. I mean, there could be a lot of different builds that come out, right? You could see maybe some different Royal Robe, Druid Robe choices on the fire, different tanks, Pole Hammer maybe. A lot of different options.
We haven't seen a mace yet. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a mace, particularly in the nature matchup. I think the heavy mace is surprisingly good. Like, snare charge is is one of the strongest W's in the game. Like, Snare Charge is like the Mace's iconic ability, and it's a W. Like, it's easily as good as Tackle. It's a mobility AoE root interrupt, right?
And you get Battle Howl too with Snare. Like, it's insane.
And then you got an AoE silence as well that does a little bit of damage. Like, I guess the resistance reduction though from Iron Breaker is pretty much
it's really good. I mean, it was
the only armor shred in a lot of these lineups right now. Unless they run Armor Piercer or unless they do run a crossbow. They're other than that, they're waiting on Mortal Agony, aren't they? They have no shred until Mortal Agony comes online. So that's why Iron Breaker's so popular.
Well, hopefully we see these go to a game 3. If not, well, we'll know what's going to go down tomorrow at least. Yeah. And we'll know who's in the money for the top 4, right? Again, it's all about getting top 4 for these teams, right? Especially if you're self-funding yourself, you got to get top 4. Well, the thing,
right? So we talked about this earlier, right? It's crazy gear. The prizes are insane at the top end, but literally the bottom half gets nothing.
Yeah.
It's like as brutal as like World Series of Poker or something, where like if you're not in the money, you literally get nothing.
you're actually coming.
Well, isn't it like you spend money to get in? It costs money to get in.
Well,
you gotta buy
these guys spend money. These guys spend a lot to play in this. And the thing is a lot of these teams are sort of merc teams through the season, playing for the highest bidder to level towers and earn season points. But a guild has no interest in paying for a team, right?
Not for the Crystal League Championship. What does that get a guild?
They'll pay for a loyal team that's actually their team and not like a merc one. Or you find someone like Bogul or Varys or me or someone like that.
Oh boy,
Team Mama
to sponsor you and take your sub spot. You sell your sub spot in exchange for funding. So you say like, you fund all our gear, we'll make you our sub, and if we win, you get 5 billion silver in mount. Do you know what I mean? That's I've seen people fund it that way before.
We've seen a lot of cases of that, right, where the sub is just the people funding. Yeah, I'm sure that we will be seeing a change up next patch, though. Remember?
Even if you can afford to self fund, you don't want to have that mentality. Yeah. You need to go into these matches like not caring about the gear. The gear has to be second. Talking of second, our second match is getting underway. Then elimination potentially beckoning for some of these teams.
This could be it. Fatneck showing the light crossbow, so he's not showing wildfire. He's that
but he might have in his bag.
Player, but I'm sure he'll equip it. Yeah, I'm sure he'll equip it.
I mean, it was an 8.3 light crossbow, 8.3 Aegis. That's only a couple of million extra on top of the set. I mean, that's literally spending 2.6 million for the bait. He's not swapping. I think he's going to go with it.
Wow, they're not going to bring in a wildfire. I mean, it's so much damage though.
Are they against it? They're not against the nature. It's a holy versus holy.
Yeah, redemption on both sides.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you'd have thought you'd go curse wildfire, but I don't mind it. Like honestly, these explosive bolts with the well prepared, he could do so much damage right now. Your Bem and the gang Spadge. He's got a nice angle there, but no tackle available. They're going to go for the flick of fatality. Fatality lands in the Judy though. Stabilizes very, very quickly, but Fatnex is still raining down these bolts. Finally, they get a stun onto him to try and drop this damage. Bomb combo onto Spadge. He's not landed these Sunders yet though. Cleric going off. There goes the Sunder. That's what he needs. They need this Sunder and they need the follow-up. But the momentum, like you said, this fire momentum, Red is starting to really suffer here because a lot of Fatnex's damage is very telegraphed and easy to mitigate.
It's also slow, bursty, though. Right? He doesn't have that cooldown up. What is he doing?
Yeah, just chilling with the autos, really. It's
Fatality
not too bad,
though. Look at him.
Explosive bolt. Yeah, Fatality needs to pop his cleric and get out of there. They're going to meet Bull. She just threads the needle. Doesn't really get any value off of that Spadge. Look at Fatnex playing around that rock. Doesn't want to get stunned. Spadge goes for the sprint. He's looking for some sort of tackle play here. Actually body blocks the harpoon for his team. I like that. Protects the clothies on the choke. Your Bem gets healed up. He's going to come back into this fight. Fatnex, round the harpoon there. Going to be okay. They're really trying to drill him here. Oh, they flick him into the stun combo. Into the geyser as well. Forces the cleric out. And now Pele has got to put a lot of attention onto his back line, which means his front line is going to start to get pumped. Aings is completely out of energy, so they can just kite his Royal Armor a little bit. He is really struggling. If you look at his energy bar versus Yabem is working with full resources. Fatality, though, that's a good combo from that crossbow. When it does go off, it is pretty scary.
It's so much burst, but if you can heal through that, like especially if you drop a Judy Redemption Celestial Sphere,
if it doesn't get the kill,
do anything, you know. But
it's great for setting up as well. There, if the glaive is ready to combo, like flick them so they can't iframe it, because there's a lot of royal shoes as well. Like the royal shoes are the ultimate iframe. Like you even roll the Sunder, to be honest. If you're about to eat a dangerous looking Sunder, you're gonna roll that. But look at that first blood, going red as your Bem. Going to drop. I don't think they want to give it up though just yet.
They still have a lot of pressure. They also do still have a meatball ready to go. If they do push down this choke, they could get a big one off.
Spadge doesn't know which tent is his. I don't think. He was just kind of chilling there.
He's walking the wrong way.
Going to do a Sorab special, rolling into the tent as is tradition. Nice tackle up the choke. Finds a Clothy. There's a little bit of collateral, but they just want to wait out the stacks, get healed up. Druid cows go down.
Lasagna Man is in a full 8-3 masterpiece. This guy wants to make it to the top 4, dude.
I mean, of course, I mean, no one wants to go out right now, do they? And Onion or AFK, these boys are on the verge of qualification. So you bring out whatever you can. These guys need to force a game 3 right now. Not decided.
Yeah, either he brings it out now or he never fights again in the Crystal League. Right?
Till next season. Like, what does it exist for? If not the most important matches of the quarter. Yeah. And again, the value is not like back in the day. We used to lose our minds when we saw that sort of stuff, especially the artifacts, right? But nowadays, the prices are so much cheaper.
It's much more accessible to get the 8-3 masterpiece stuff now than it was back then, for sure, right? Like back then, it was insane to see a team bring it out, and it was just held in a chest for territory defenses. Or sorry, city plot defenses.
City plot last shield, or just collecting, or like mad flexes. Yeah, good catch onto him. He's gonna roll. The chokes. It's so nasty running in the same direction as the meatball as well, isn't it? Yeah. It's just like. Do I sidestep and get mowed down? Wow, insta turn though. Really good pick. Fatnex made the call. His team followed it up, and fatality. He thought he was the aggressor there. They actually showed him that maybe was not the case. Yabem still thinks they can make something of this. Spadge trying to get out of this area. Decay's trying to dodge these explosive bolts, man. But Fatnex is not missing, mate. He's like LeBron right now. He's doing one after the other. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pumping out a lot. Keep in mind, too, Blue Team has lost 2 members already, right? That's their second death. And they've just stayed in the 4v5 each time.
They have lost the mid cap. So they are starting to eat away at these points. But they didn't get 3 caps. And they're able to stabilize. Like, they're able to get back to 5. And I feel like there is openings for them.
Yeah, Blue Team has a lot of potential here. Not if you ban goes down, though. Need to be very careful. Onion, Onion has been one of the best redemption staffs. Up there with Durenton. And
I think he's my nature god. Honestly, I think like nature's his thing.
Yeah, I think he's really solid at nature. But I mean, I've seen this guy bring out redemption. Look at the way he bounces it. Right, he does it really well. I think, and oftentimes he'll save his team with it. But I'm not sure. I think the healing was a little low in that one. I also
didn't seem like Yabem got anything there. Yeah.
Yeah, why did they go redemption when he is such a good nature? I wonder, because against that team, right? I mean, they do have the great curse, so nature would be a little less effective. But
I wouldn't be surprised to see him switch up. But often through the tournament, we see every team start to lean one way. I think during the tournament, when we have a mixed meta like this, where you have holy and nature, generally a decision is made about halfway through the tournament, which is better, and they all start doing it.
Yeah.
Adios brings out his crossbow. So this is the first time that we have seen a no fire staff match. The wildfire, nobody has put it away. Like again, like the heavy crossbow versus the holy, it just makes sense. But I mean, a heavy crossbow fire. I think that might be the way to go. Just big burst now.
Yeah, heavy and wildfire. I think I actually like crossbow and wildfire is a good combo, right? Like I think that burst is a ton, especially with the glaive potential too on those plays.
Everybody's so afraid to drop the curse though, because they see the big damage numbers at the end of a match. But you have to remember those damage. The damage numbers mean nothing if they heal through it, right? And
it's damage that actually isn't doing anything for a lot of it. You know, there is times where it's a lot of pressure, right? But a lot of that damage number isn't much. Especially if they're running redemption, you're not getting the value of negating some of the nature benefits. So swapping over could be a smart play. Both the celestial spheres are bouncing around.
He does ride it out. He gets his cleric off. Adios is stacked with him to brawl right now into a 3-cap, and right now they're trying to force this game 3, aren't they? Have decided that they are not going to go down without a fight, and they are 2 minutes essentially away from forcing a game 3, and it's gonna get to sweat time, right? And this is a 149 right now.
If they 1490 their game 2, that looks very good for their game 3.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you got to favor them mentally going into game 3. Obviously, we're going to see switch ups. We see these crossbows. I think the bomb though. I really do like the bomb because it's just another question, isn't it? It's another question you're asking every 10 seconds in the match. Like, are you going to commit your boots? Can you commit your boots to roll a bomb when there's a glaive on the field at the end of the day?
Yeah,
you literally land from that roll and he hooks you.
And I mean, he has 2 different ways, right? He can fishing hook you, or he can just walk up and fling you. If you don't have a roll to negate that, now you're only on the cleric robe.
Yeah,
so that means he can then follow up with the other one.
Mortal Agony. They're gonna kill the healer. They're gonna get back into this with a healer kill. Look at this crossbow. Oh, what a time for the well-prepared sweeping bolt. 4-stack curse onto Freya, nearly enough to kill him. Fanex is like, are we still fighting? Oh, he went the wrong way.
How did Freya end up dying?
He went the wrong way. That wasn't his tent.
Oh, he did go the wrong tent.
He tried to loop, but he didn't go into the tent. He looped round. Look at his poison. Spadge is going to kill Fanex, by the way. Fanex is going to die to the tank.
That geyser damage is insane.
Beat down. Ironbreaker. 8-1 poisons. He's only got 1 poison left on Spadge, by the way.
Hey, at least Lasagna Man lived with the 8-3 masterpiece, though. I mean, that set is the one they wanted to keep if possible.
Spadge is low-key about to run out of poisons in this fight.
I'm sure there are a ton on bodies.
Yeah, but if he doesn't
Hopefully he notices. Yeah, he only has that one.
So if you restock while you have a poison, it just adds to the stack and you don't go on cooldown. If you run out, you go on global cooldown.
Yep, and he won't be able to use spells. He should hopefully be looting
he's
some right now.
He's trying to find
he's hearing us.
He's like, no, but they didn't kill the tank. So where are they getting poisons from?
Oh, that's true. I think Fatnex might have been for some reason he has some flat 8 right now.
Res. Yeah, you can't stack flat 8s with 8-1s.
Yeah, why is Fatnex running flat 8s in the Crystal League tournament though? You should be using some 8-1s, dude. This is the match that matters more than anything else.
So Spadge, he did use the last one. Oh, that's a good hook onto Freya. I would have flicked him there, regardless of boots. I think if you got him out of position like that, you flick him, but it's going to be a 20. But this is still 41 to 104. This is a long way to come back. It's going to be 5 minutes of fighting in which they pretty much can't afford to die. Like if they end up losing a fight, Fatality, once again, they really love those openers on Fatality. But you said it earlier, Taz, if they can survive the combo from the crossbow, there isn't much follow-up right now.
Also, too, we were talking about how Spadge over here has 1 poison. Lasagna Man has no potions at all. So
he hasn't got any left.
He got to re-gear, and he didn't even get any out.
And he didn't get any more.
Yeah, that's just a bad
Spadge has thrown
play.
his last poison.
If they're both all out.
Like, all of a sudden, but both tanks not having poisons. Yeah. But this always is going to favor the team with the caps. Because now there's essentially less kill pressure on the board, right? So,
and I mean, every second, the comeback looks more and more plausible, right?
Yeah. The respawns get longer. And those poisons are ridiculous. Like
especially when they're 8-1.
The damage pressure,
scaled.
yeah.
Also, Fatnex didn't even eat his food yet.
This has got a bit sloppy, a bit brawly, and I mean, I don't know. I felt like a little bit not decided. We're already planning for game 3. Like I felt when they were at 149 to 41, I think they were just like, right, we just close this one out and we're ready to go. They can't beat the crossbow. Then that heavy crossbow came out. And Adios hit some nasty sweeps, man.
Quick correction too. Fatnex actually did eat his food. He just took out 4 foods on accident rather than just the one. So
I used to do that. So I used to do that for. Do you remember when you used to like food was instant?
Yeah.
I used to charge up a druid robe
with
pre-fight with omelets. Yeah.
Yep.
But then they introduced enchanted food, and it was too expensive. So you're not going to do that with 2 omelets. So that used to be a little trivia for you.
He rolls right onto the sphere.
Nice tackle,
I mean, look, in that whole time,
tackle.
they've had 4 20 ticks in this entire time. Right? Like, they've been coming back.
And this was
for a long
149,
time.
Taz.
Yup, it's now 60
This was
points. About to be tied up.
149 to 41.
The more likely they're gonna kill Lasagna Man in that 8-3 masterpiece. He lives with 1 HP. The auto fire will finish him off.
He almost got saved by they're looting it. Eggs is grabbing that loot, mate. Eggs is grabbing that loot. They say, "Get me my masterpiece Judy back right now."
Oh, and it did. Yeah, the Judy did drop. The hammer dropped. The shoes, everything dropped.
But you're out of the tournament. Like you can't loot. You got to fight. This is like if they can chain a kill here, Spatch actually does need the respect. He did have it out with Fatnex last time. I bet he's got poisons. Spatch found poisons on the floor, and now Fatnex is about to go. No, it's going to be Freya. One of them is about to go to Poison Town. Nice geyser. There it goes. Freya,
it's
there's
now
a healer.
in blue team's favor by 1 point. This was 149 to 40.
149, Taz.
Oh my god, it's tied up kills deaths now. These guys are coming back. Lasagna Man has dropped the masterpiece. He's now on good. Oh, baby.
But does Aang still have the masterpiece in his bag?
I'm sure he does. He didn't get to go back to tent. Oh, how'd they sneak that cap?
Wow. Spatch. No, not on the ball there. I think he could have got that, but immediately they pushed for the choke. Very, very risky play, actually, but luckily for them, Lasagna didn't react quick enough. Spatch now has a full thing of poisons. Lasagna Man also... So everybody has potions. Fatnex still has 700 stews on him or whatever.
He also has flat 8 pots. I
once quick equipped a battle mount, so I can't really talk. But they get fatality. But look at the damage spread on red. Oh, that's a beautiful 3-man geyser.
The sphere didn't bounce.
Bolt. The sweeping bolt was like boo. Yeah, despite how it looks, the sphere's not actually an AoE.
Yep, it didn't bounce the guy who needed it.
Heal.
The bolt just goes through all 4. That's insane. They should be able to find Pele too. He doesn't have cleric.
This is GG. If he's dead.
It's auto fire. If he goes down, there's no shot the red team can do anything.
He spares himself for 1 bounce.
They get top cap. It's gonna be 36 to 1 point. Oh no! Yeah. If you're red, do you come out with that 1 point? No, because look at when. No, but look at when they're gonna respawn. Right, he's gonna spawn in and come out of 10 at like 50 seconds left into the rotation.
Oh, yeah.
With 50 seconds left,
Aang has the masterpiece in his bag, by the way.
He just combat looted all of that stuff. Look, they're flaming him in chat for looting.
I just want to put that out there. That Aang has the masterpiece in his bag.
He does, and he's gonna die.
But he will go to tent if he dies.
True, yeah.
Because if it's the final kill.
Yeah, you're right. You go
if it's the final kill, you go to 10.
Pretty disrespectful, though, man.
Badge is gonna just feed an extra set. No?
Oh, he lives in the Guardian helmet.
What is going on at the end of this? There's some BM going on.
That's some rat stuff, though,
everybody's looting. I mean, if you're going out,
we generally don't see that happen, though, right? Like, we generally don't see it happen, but they are getting eliminated from the tournament, so I respect it. He needed to recoup some of the losses, you know?
Definitely. And this is why they're speed looting everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see any shenanigans, so we will be saying goodbye to Not Decided in the tent.
And I think we're also saying goodbye to We Are Bad, right?
Wait, are we?
Yeah, Team is about to beat them. I'm not sure if that...
I'm on.
That's old. Yeah, guys, that's already... do we have a recording, Robin?
No, it's old, but what happened? Is it a 2-0?
I'm trying to hold up before we say anything. I'm seeing if we might be able to watch that one, because we watched this other one in its entirety and we didn't really give an update on that one live. And we could get an update. Let me just...
It looked pretty conclusive.
Yeah.
One way or the other. Like, I didn't say which way. So,
look at the damage numbers over here, Lewpac. Oh my god, dude. They're in the 130Ks these days.
That's the longer the match goes, the better the curse performs, really.
We've had
like you said, it's such
far too.
It's such a debate weapon though, because it makes it look like you're like some damage god. When a lot of it is like you area decay their backline, they walk away, drop
It does
stacks.
no damage.
Yeah, and they get healed by one orb.
One tick of the curse dot is auto HP regen like 2 seconds after the dot falls off. So all that damage is actually just straight up useless.
Yeah, you need to get them stacks. You need to be proccing the stacks. I mean, we actually we saw a little bit of double curse for a while when people were starting to lose just before like wildfire came.
Oh, you're right.
In.
Yeah.
After Bo got nuked. Because actually, you can get a lot of damage if you're constantly proccing 4 stacks. Because every time you reapply a stack, it triggers, right?
Yeah, and that's why people would play around with the cooldown of Curse so much, right? I don't know if you remember, but it ticks on 2-second cycles. And so you get your
hit
Q
them on the cycle.
But yeah, so what you do is, right, like way back in the day, your Q would be less than a 2-second cooldown, but you wouldn't actually click, or whatever it was, 4 whatever, and you wouldn't click it. You'd let it tick first, so you keep it on cooldown and then use it, right? And I remember cheesing so much damage for that way. And these days you can do something very similar.
So imagine 2 curses doing that. Yeah, but sickles are a bit harder because they got a travel time though. The single target Q was a bit better, and the single target Q's got a really good range now. Actually, I think if you're playing double curse, you play single target.
I mean, I think you nerf curse sickle myself. I think that it's so easy to AoE stack, and the damage is a lot. I think definitely Vile Curse is a lot more balanced, or at least easier to balance.
I think sickle is easy to dodge in the open though. Like once you get into the mid fights. Yeah,
so guys, we do not have a recording of that match, so I guess we can give it up and let you know that it was 129-0 for Team over We Are Bad, Please Help, and I believe that eliminates We Are Bad, Please Help.
The number 1 seeds will live to fight another day. Then that's.
Do we have kills and deaths on that one? Do you know?
I don't have anything of that.
Can we have any info from that match?
Well, I mean, we know who's 129-0. So.
I do know who played in it. Yeah.
Well, that's something, then, isn't it?
I'm not going to share though.
Oh.
Well, we had some great matches. Honestly, this is the best day 1 of a tournament we've ever had.
Oh, like absolutely. Without a doubt. Like so many 3-match series. I love the double elimination format. I'm so glad we're running with that now. I think that's super solid.
So much nicer for the players, especially, right? To know like you're not gonna lose a tournament, and the guy who won is somebody who you already beat before. And this is it's a much more fairer system.
And also, like you could before you could have a really good day 1 and then just get eliminated first match day 2.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just like, oh, okay. Whereas now you're actually rewarded for winning your early matches. Every match you win like catapults your ranking. Like the 2 winners bracket finalists cannot go outside the bottom 3 now, no matter what.
Yeah. But now the question is, because the difference between first and second place, the rewards are honestly debatable. Some people even think that you can sell the skin for the second more than the first, right?
You can sell it easier. You can sell it easier.
You can sell it easier, but I don't know if you can get it. You're getting more.
Then look at the prizes for third, right? Like that's a massive jump from third to second. So these guys want
it should
to be second.
It should,
and it should, yeah.
Well, do we want to talk about our teams really quick that we do have going on to the next day?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to talk particularly about the one and only Fit, because they just they are like a Pandora's box of tricks, aren't they? Yeah, you don't know whether you're facing like the meta comp. You don't know whether you're facing an anti-heal stack with a one-hand arcane. You don't know whether you're facing like a dive crossbow comp. Like, I won't be surprised if Boda whips out Death Givers tomorrow and just starts like slashing. Death Givers are whack now.
I'm really excited to see the new weapons in these players' hands.
Have you tried them, Taz?
I haven't tried them myself,
mate.
But I've watched people try them, and it's insane.
There's a mobility knock-up Q ability on War Gloves.
Imagine that in 5v5.
I don't think we've. To my knowledge, there's hardly any Q ability stuns, and any Q ability CCs are generally like hit them 3 or 4 times to proc it. Right, like concussive blow.
All the CC I can think of that's on the Q slot are silences, slows, or multi-hit based like low CC.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be insane.
This is the first time we had a hard CC on a Q ability. and his mobility is a 1-2 combo. The other thing that I really love about the expansion coming is now that an auto attack is not just an auto attack, there's different ones. So like the war gloves now are going to have, like, some of them have a 1-2-3 combo with the third hit being more damage.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of play around that. Obviously the double bladed quarterstaffs being the Black Monk, the Soul Scythe, and the double bladed staff, they now have a different animation to the non-bladed ones. They have like a 1-2 combo. So this actually paves the way for auto attack. Like auto attacks have their own sort of play style, and I'm
really excited for it too, because one of the things I've always wanted was like some form of better auto attack for curse. I'm not going to go off on a curse tangent, but I would have loved to see some like passives that work around the autos a little bit differently than
that was Torch
the way
Grudge.
They used to be. But they added in.
Torch Grudge was fine.
They
Torch
did add
Grudge
in
is
some
still
cool
filth,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
in solos and
in
twos,
corrupted dungeons,
Torch
people
Grudge
win
is
them all
like
the time. Mm-hmm.
It's filth. In fact, like it's fire.
It's
and
really
forget.
mean. Yeah, like it's fun. Use it in corrupted.
2v2s, the Torch Grudge, and specifically what you were saying earlier, Taz, about people that manage their queue timings to hit the 4-stack tick and then double tick it. Like it's
insane, right?
Whoa, it's painful, mate. It's painful, is what it is.
We got Lands Awakened coming very soon. I hope everyone's excited for that. But tomorrow at the same time, 17 UTC, as far as I know, we'll be back.
That's when we'll be
for
starting.
Day 2 of the tournament, Crystal League tournament, the final day. And honestly, this was the best day 1 we've ever had as far as tournaments go.
I had an absolute blast. Honestly,
it was a fantastic
yeah.
tournament.
I'm excited for day
tournament.
2.
A 149 comeback as well. 149 to 40 comeback. We had matches finishing like, both teams sub 20. We've had lots of best of 3s go the distance as well, which is nice. And there's, it's too close to call. I think the LGB team versus the one and only Fit tomorrow is going to be an absolute banger of a winners bracket. Yeah. I think team are very explosive. They've got a good chance. I can't count anybody out right now. Like both of tomorrow's opening matches are going to be amazing matches.
Yeah, I think you were here when I was saying this, but both of those opening matches I could have seen as like the finals of the tournament, right? Like that could realistically have been it. And so I'm really excited to see the match after that, I'm so excited to see who goes to the finals, who goes to the losers finals, and then what happens there. Right? That could be, we could have an insane day 2 tomorrow with double elimination.
It's gonna be fun. So join us here for all of the action. Do you guys? I'm gonna go and get myself ready to do a bit of an after party for everybody. So if you want to stick around and get some tunes, I'll be doing a little live DJ mix over on my channel. Hopefully you guys want to come over. And have we got time to slip in the latest dev diaries?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't we go ahead and watch the latest dev talk, and then after we do that, we'll go ahead and raid the after party.
All right, well, I'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy some dev diaries, and I can't wait to get a full dev diary on War Gloves. Honestly, I hope we get a full showcase. Well, if not, I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make
You'll
one
make
if there's not.
They are.
We did a new player show this last week on the War Gloves already. We did an entire show on the different War Gloves.
I mean, they've been nerfed. They've been nerfed before they even got off the test server.
That's how good
Just put it that way. That's what we're dealing with right now. So a little bit of control
in there. Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to a new melee weapon. Melee meta has been so still for a long time. I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll be ready in a few minutes, and I'll see you guys in a bit.